And last time we recorded, I wasn't the same person. I've changed a lot since then. It's hard to believe that you can change in like a week and a half, but like I'm a different person today. Like,
That's the cool thing about humans, though, is that we're always changing compared to other animals. Humans are always adapting and changing. Over the course of a lifetime, a person could be so different over the span of years and even apparently weeks. It really just matters. It's context dependent, like we were saying earlier.
Yeah.
Everything's context dependent.
wow.
But yeah, great stuff. And I like what you said about how every day is the best day, because that was sort of trickling me onto a train of thought that I was thinking of the other day. I just was getting pissed about stuff sometimes. I don't know. And I was thinking,
It was the programming, wasn't it?
yeah, there was that. And it's just school, and I'll get fed up with stuff sometimes, and then I'll have to like calm myself down and be like, all right, it's not worth getting mad, because getting mad just sucks. It's not fun, doesn't feel good, doesn't fix the problem. It's not worth it. And sometimes you can harness anger, but that's a different story. But I was just thinking, if I can't be happy while I'm young, imagine how hard it's going to be happy when I'm older, and when I'm, old and gray and weak, and I have all these things that I want that I don't even worry about now. And so I was just thinking that, yeah, that's something I got to be conscious of. Don't wish the days away, because you're only young once. And so why would you wish the days away? Why would I wish this semester to be over? Enjoy it. I'm going to be thinking back when I'm 20, when I was 22 years old, like, damn, if I could go back to then. Yet here I am sometimes wishing this semester to be over. So it's a very stupid way of thinking. And I'm glad I caught myself doing that. And I'm glad I realized that just cherish what you have while you have it.
Absolutely. What do you have to say?
Yeah, that's like one of the difficulties of aging, is you have the whole entire life behind you to reflect upon and to get depressed upon. But I think that's a reason why kids can seem ultimately like happy, because they don't have much to go based off of. Like everything is new to them in a sense. But when you're 70 and retired, perhaps you have this whole life like, oh, I was happy then, I wish I could be there again. It's like that depressive mindset. That just happens to me pretty frequently.
Yeah. And people treat you differently when you get old. Society looks at you differently, and you know that your best years are behind you. You're on your way out. And so you got to try to find peace in that, And that's why it's a good thing to think of. That's why I think it's not good to wait until you're on your deathbed to think about death. It's good to think about it way in advance, because if the first time you're thinking about and actually contemplating your own mortality is when you're on your deathbed, you're in for a rude awakening,
Wow.
It's good to contemplate this stuff. And so people who are off-put by the idea of imagining them being gone one day should actually spend more time thinking about it, because I think it'll benefit all of us if we do that a little bit more.
Living in the present. That's what we have to do. Let me tell you, this ties into some new things I've been practicing. For example, best day ever, dude. First off, I've never talked to so many strangers in 1 week. This has been just an amazing week. Ever since 11/11 on Veterans Day, they say 11/11 is the greatest day of intention and manifestation. So that day I was writing in my journal, vibrating highly. I was meditating. I was talking to people. And it was a great day. It was the best day ever, right? And then I realized I don't need a silly little date to tell me it's the best day ever. So I started every day after that. I started saying best day ever. Or I walk up to someone in the street. I said, "It's a great day, ain't it?" They're like, "Yeah, it is a great day." And then I started saying, "It's the best day ever." And they'll laugh, smile, and then some ask why. I said, "Why? Because we're alive. It's that simple."
Yeah, dude, when you start thinking about that, reminded me of just how illusory the just numbers and dates and labels we put on things are. The date, it's just an illusion. It's not. November, saying it's November, it's
Oh.
a Sunday,
to
this and that, you know?
dude, so hold that point, but I'm furthering your point just to say, people live for the weekend, bro. People let the days define their day. Oh, it's Monday. Dang it. It's Tuesday, we're almost there. Wednesday, hump day, we're almost there.
Hump days are great.
Thursday, oh, almost there. Friday, yeah, but wait, there's the weekend still. You know, it's not a good way to think. Um,
Yeah, life goes by too. It goes by too quick to only live for the weekend, you know?
yes.
Especially as you get older and time starts slipping away really fast.
Dude, there are still adults that live that way, and I'm glad the Holy Spirit awoke me, dude, and like I now live every day like it's my last, bro. To be very just to be very humble about it. Yes, like if I died tomorrow, bro, if I died today, I'd be so happy. Not that I died, but like I'm happy that we lived one more day, man.
And also recognizing the difference of whether or not you die like 60 years from now or die tomorrow, the difference in time is literally just nothing. Like so there's basically no difference on the
Yes.
actual time scale of things.
Yes.
So living like every day is your last kind of, why would you treat them differently? Because in reality, they're actually almost an equally small amount of time.
Man.
There's like an analogy where if the entire history of whatever the universe was on a clock, the scale that humans existed would be like the last few seconds before midnight. Like
Yeah.
it would have already been almost 24 hours on that clock relative to like how long humans have been around versus how long the universe has been around.
Yeah, we're a very new, at least as we know of, just a new phenomenon in this universe.
Wow.
No evidence of anything like us before.
Man, that reminds me of like a scripture I've read. It said this life on earth is like a little droplet in the ocean of like what life is, say after or before. This is that is brilliant, friend.
Yeah, you're just like poking your head out of the surf. When you're born, you just get to you're in the ocean and you're born and you get to poke your head out and start looking above the surface for a little bit, and then eventually you got to go back under. But
Oh
what
my
you're part
gosh.
of is so much larger than what you can conceive of.
You know what? That reminds me. I think like the first anime I ever watched. I hope you guys Ponyo? No,
No, you
dang
never-
it.
Sorry.
I don't watch anime. I never really watch many, but I do appreciate anime for the animation.
You know what? I'm
like
gonna pull it up
animations.
after this. I swear you guys would recognize it. It's like a film. It's not like a episode based thing. It was like one of the first no, not one of the first anime movies, but it's one that really put anime on the map. Instead of anime, my dad, I guess he didn't know the term, but he would call it Japanimation.
It's kind of racist.
Well, yeah, no, you're right, but
It is Japanese animation. though.
right, it is.
That's a compound word right there.
Yeah, I think no, he didn't do that from a bad intent.
No, I get that.
I think that's literally what
I
it
think
was
they would
called at
take that
one
as a
point.
compliment, honestly.
Yeah.
Japanese are very serious about their animations,
Oh,
dude.
very.
It's a big market in Japanese
art.
culture, and people struggle to keep jobs there because it's so competitive to be an animator, and there's so many people who want to do it. It's a
Wow.
very, very competitive market.
Isn't
Brilliant.
there like a Disney World sort of thing in Japan?
Don't know,
Oh.
actually.
I
but
know
I
there's-
wouldn't be surprised. It'd be like,
Oh, you know what the Disney is over there?
What?
It's Nintendo.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. No,
Like,
it's gotta
that's-
be. It's like
yeah,
Nintendo.
Like, wow.
Nintendo is the shit, though. Honestly.
Yes.
I mean,
I'm looking at
I'm
Jack
thinking
Switch
of
right now.
the history of video games. Nintendo is a beast, bro.
Yes.
And now they're kind of slept on because other
other
other platforms and other games and industries have really taken over the market. But they planted the seeds for a lot of stuff.
dude, their company is think it was established in the 1800s, the late 1800s. It's an old company,
I
bro.
didn't know that.
I'm sure they didn't start as a video game company.
No,
But
I didn't know that actually. Maybe I've heard that somewhere. I can't quite remember.
yeah, they started as something else. You know what?
Board game company.
On
I
yeah,
don't
on
know.
Joe Rogan's podcast, he has like someone over here who like everything we talk about, he'll research.
Jamie.
Yeah, Jamie.
Young Jamie.
We're gonna have a Jamie one day, okay?
Yeah.
And he'll
Jamie,
be
pull
able
that
to
up for
search
me.
this shit up. Yeah, pull that shit up, Jamie. Yeah, no, that is so cool, bro.
I think they're so original. Like, if you remember the DS,
Dude.
Oh,
there was
my.
nothing
yeah.
really like that style where you just like open this thing, you could bring it to school, you could play it in
Wow.
the car.
Yeah, that was the portability was great.
And
Yeah.
then you
Play with
got
your
all these
friends.
Pokemons on there.
Yeah.
Infinite hours of gameplay.
And then the Wii came out.
Wii.
Dude, that was game changer.
And even that, the Switch, like, that was the
Wii
first of its kind,
insane.
too.
That sold out. The Wii, I think, changed
Wow.
the like video games a lot, dude. That was one of the biggest consoles. It blew up. They were selling out everywhere. You couldn't get your hands on one.
Yeah.
They were just selling
gosh.
out. It was crazy.
Oh my gosh.
It
Wow.
was so popular. And then after the Wii, Nintendo sort of fell off.
Man, what?
I'd say after the Wii, maybe they did the 3DS after the Wii U.
Yeah,
The
that was
Wii
a
U-
flop.
Switch was kind
That's
of a comeback.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And that I agree that the Switch was a very good idea, but
I
in terms
feel
of
like
hardware, I think Nintendo lacks on the hardware side of things in terms of, well, they have good, I don't know. The OLED Switch has a good screen and a good
yeah.
system, but the hardware and the input devices, the interface is not as good and as smooth as either a keyboard or Xbox controller, you know, like the Switch Joy-Cons. That's something
Yeah.
that is not as smooth and as perfected as I think the Xbox joysticks.
boys, I feel like I'm looking at the Switch right now, and I'm thinking about. I guess they call it. What would they call it? New generation consoles. There's the PS5. There's the Xbox One or whatever. And
Yeah.
yeah, like a couple
The
years
X.
past. Couple
Xbox
years.
X, the new big, like the
Yeah, but that is still the same like software. When is it gonna be the next new generation? I tell you the truth, bro. I don't even see it happening.
What do you mean by
it'll-
that?
it would have to be a
Okay,
new company
here's
because
what
they
I'm
all
thinking.
run their own. I don't even know actually. I wonder what operating system they use. Probably like Linux or something.
For
But-
example, the first variation of the PS5. I don't know. I was never a PlayStation kid. It dropped 1 year. Couple years passed. The PS5 Pro or whatever.
Okay.
There's the Xbox One, Xbox One X. But when
Oh,
is
the
it
One
gonna
S
be, when is
also.
it gonna be the Xbox 2
yeah.
or the PlayStation 6? That's my point.
Right.
Will it happen? Or will there be a new Nintendo
Oh, dude, it'll probably happen with augmented and virtual reality.
Oh.
That'll probably be the next big console. It'll be integrated into the software, and they'll probably sell it with some
Oh my
goggles or
gosh.
something.
Oh my gosh, dude, let me tell you about augmented
It'll
reality.
be like the new Wii, bro, because the Wii was the first to have like the pointer at the sensor. Then it'll be like now you're getting your console with a headset and you put it on.
Look,
Probably, I wouldn't be surprised. But then again, I also wonder if augmented virtual reality is not going to go that path because there's two things I'm thinking of. One, you could either go that path and you probably get a lot more processing power in through the console that's powering this device versus putting just a phone in it or trying to hard code everything into the electronics in the device itself because it's small. So you could probably get more power and render things faster and get a more smoother experience if you had a console. But at the same time, it's not portable. So I wonder if VR is going to be a portable thing or if it's going to be a sort of thing where people have dedicated rooms for it or or they go to somewhere and use it. And then there's also the idea of augmented reality where it'll be you could
Oh
just
my
see
gosh.
things in front of you that like additions, like they'll be like you could have a fake table in front of you and it'll look real, but you'll just phase right through it. And it'll be maybe like a pair of glasses that you put on.
you know what? Where VR has started and where it's going. Let me tell you a little story. My first probably interaction with VR. I mean, I was seeing these YouTubers use it or whatever on like a surgery simulator or whatever.
Yeah.
Do
that's
y'all
pretty
remember
crazy.
Smosh Games?
No.
Or Smosh? Okay.
I know Smosh, but
Okay,
what is
okay.
Smosh Games?
It was like their, channel where they just play games and whatnot. But no, first interaction with like my own VR, they had this thing called Google Cardboard.
I've heard of that.
Ring a bell?
I've never heard of it.
Yes.
Google Cardboard. You get shipped this like cardboard, and like one of the pieces of cardboard has like 2 lenses on it. You build this like VR looking headset. You put your phone in it. This is how far this has come.
Used that before.
Yeah, you put your phone in it. It's 2 lenses and like,
Yeah.
and you put your phone up and you play a video maybe, and yeah, that's first thing of VR.
Dude, that's trippy because that's the way VR works and the way night vision goggles work is it's
Yes.
2 separate lenses because your eyes are not, it's not like you have one big eye in the center of your face that sees everything. You have to line up the images in the right spots so that your brain will merge each eye into one consistent image. And so it's really an illusion. You're actually seeing 2 screens,
This is
but in reality, your brain's, same with like your eyeballs. You know, you have 2 screens playing into your brain, but it looks like one the way your brain combines the image.
Right.
And
this
so
is
night vision goggles do that also, I'm pretty sure.
this is not new technology though. I know Nintendo released a. Have you guys ever heard of the Virtual Boy?
No,
like
never have.
The first, like, I'm talking, I think it was the 80s, they released some type of VR. Anyway, it's not new tech, but it's just getting better.
Right.
Okay, after Google Cardboard, have we all tried an Oculus?
Oculus.
Yeah.
My
I think I've
brother's
tried that.
obsessed.
Oculus. It's decent. It's got the controls and, you know, just fight a sword. I don't know. Then, what has blown me away? I was never really such a fan of this VR to buy my own thing, but the Apple Vision Pros.
Dude, that's just a crazy concept.
I've tried them on, bro.
How?
I went to the Apple store, me and my buddy Mike. We trialed this thing. I think we had to wait in line 30 minutes, and we were on it for like an hour. Dude, so look, people might know how this thing works, but let me educate you guys. So we get there. They bring out 2 Apple Vision Pro headsets, and me and Mike put them on. And it starts out as like a black screen, and then something poofs up, and it like it adjusts to your eyes or something, and then the black fades away, and then you see everything outside.
Like
Like
you were
it
just
looks-
wearing glasses.
Yeah.
Like it just opens up.
You
Like
see everything
yeah.
you see outside, but it's like
Oh,
it's
but it's a
slightly
screen.
it's slightly augmented. Well,
Yeah.
it's something recording outside anyway.
That's trippy.
So cool. And then I see the lady helping me. I'm like, oh my gosh, how you doing? No, but here's what happened, bro. How do you think you select an app?
Do you just look at it?
Blink, I don't
Look
know.
at it. How do you click on the app?
You blank or what?
You just
Simple as this. How do you zoom
What
something
is
in?
there-
You
Are
just
you holding
tap your
something?
fingers
Nope.
together.
Not a thing.
What do you think is picking up this?
Haptic
Maybe-
system. I don't know. Maybe it could. So there's no sensors on your body.
Wait, isn't there a wristband?
Nope.
Hmm.
So get this. How
Maybe-
do you zoom in and out?
Like this?
You
Oh.
look at something, move it here, move it there. It's so intuitive. Like,
That's just absurd.
no, it's insane. I don't. When you
That's
guys get the
trippy.
chance to do this, or I get my own headset,
You
dude.
could just be like scrolling.
This is like, it's insane, bro. Me and Mike were in a different world for like an hour, bro. I take the Johns off. I forget I was like in the Apple store. It's crazy. There's a dinosaur exhibit, and now I'm seeing you guys remember Minecraft? You can add like a texture pack to your own world.
Yes.
It's crazy. I didn't get a chance to do that. I don't think it was around yet, but dude.
Texture packs.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, they've I don't know. They're everywhere. They've been around for a solid minute now.
Really?
Yeah.
What, to apply to your own world?
In Minecraft, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
On like the computer, you download texture packs, and you have to buy them if you're on Xbox or Windows.
Yes.
But on the Windows version, but if you're playing Java, you could just download any texture pack,
No way.
upload it into your whatever your mods or whatever, or just download it. And
Here I was, Xbox. I was buying all of them.
and shaders are the way to go.
I
Where
thought
you
you were
can-
talking about applying texture packs to real
You
life
can. That's what I was talking
Oh,
about.
to real
with
life.
the apples.
Yes.
That's
That's
trippy.
new technology.
So it's like
So,
filters
like,
almost.
That's like
instead
the
of getting
newest.
your house painted, you could just be like, when I look at my house, I want it to be pink walls.
I don't know if you can reach that customization yet, but that's a good idea. You
What's the extent that it is reachable?
Say there's a medieval texture pack. You're looking around and people are like dressed in like, it's crazy. And
That's
like
hilarious.
white walls, it'll probably be mossy and all. It's
Oh,
like,
that's cool.
it's absurd, bro. I'll try to find a video after this.
I think because it's just so early in that technology, it's so inaccessible to most people.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure the starting price was like
35?
some crazy number.
Yeah.
But it is essentially a personal computer in your like goggles
Yes.
that has incredible capabilities like you were talking about.
Yeah. They have to have. Yeah, dude. That's
Matter of
I
fact, we
wonder
ought
what
to
the
go
specs
to the
are.
Apple store and try this.
Dude, yeah, we
It's
should
like,
do that.
have a weekend at the Apple store.
Yes, absolutely.
There was this Casey Neistat review of those
Become
goggles
regulars.
where he tried to take the subway
Yes.
and like watch YouTube. And it was such a silly thing that they must have overlooked because there are windows on the subway. You're moving. So it recognizes that you're
Oh.
moving and you can't overlay anything if it detects that there's motion. So he couldn't use them on the subway, which is like such a practical use case.
Wow.
You're on the way to work, you're on the subway, you need to finish up typing a document or you need to watch a quick podcast clip,
Yes.
but you can't because it recognizes that you're moving.
Wow. I bet they've fixed that since then.
Probably, yeah,
I'm
after
not-
seeing that
if
video.
I'm being honest, I'm not the biggest fan of virtual reality goggles though, because I just find them to be boring, and until they hit a certain point where it is maybe some sort of video game or some sort of, it just seems like a lot of extra work though, and a lot of extra steps to do what you want to do on the internet in terms of putting this thing on your face, and it's just big. If they can make it smaller, more accessible and compact,
100%.
and then also more immersive to the point where you could play. And then again, there's another issue with this, but if you could play like Call of Duty or something or Minecraft or fully in it and it's seamless.
Yes.
But then again, there's an aspect of sitting at my desktop and playing on my PC where I kind of enjoy that. And that could just be the new thing of maybe I'll just be an old person who's like, I just like the computer. And all these new kids will be like, you're crazy. You know, virtual reality games are the shit.
Grandpa.
Yeah,
No,
like, Grandpa uses the computer still. He's crazy. You know?
Wow. No, what you were saying about, I do wonder where VR is headed. Will we have dedicated rooms to it? Will it be more portable? My guess is, yeah, it'll be like more utilized in a space for, say, like gaming, dedicate whole rooms to it. But my guess is it's just going to get smaller and it's just going to get more portable. Like you said, on the
Right.
subway. There will be a day that, like, I don't know if it's in our lifetime, but everyone will have
Oh, I think it
VR goggles
might
on.
be.
I
think
agree,
that
yeah.
what will be trippy is if you get to the point where it'll make people feel less lonely in terms of you will be able to go on your VR headset and watch a podcast, say Joe Rogan's podcast, and you put your headset on and you could just be in the room with them. But you have this camera set up, maybe some sort of system they have in their room when they're recording, that when you put on your VR headset, you can feel like you're sitting in that room with them during a part of that conversation. And
Especially with the advancement of AI. Like, imagine if you could just have a personal, deep conversation with an AI model.
Oh.
yeah, there's that.
You're
also.
thinking ahead, bro.
They are probably thinking
Because-
about that.
It's,
Dude,
yeah.
they need you over there, the creative director, okay?
No, there are people who do that kind of stuff where that's like actually a legit area of research. But I also don't know if
Oh my
it's so it's kind of not good for lonely people, I think, though, because I think it can be more isolating if you get your social fulfillment from the robot and it supplies you with what you feel like you need, then you're not going to ever go out and actually socialize, and it'll kind of push you a little bit farther into your isolated corner. It might push people away from each other even more. And then there's the idea of selling sex robots to people. which
That is absurd.
people could make a lot of money off that, because there's a
Profitable.
lot of lonely people who would just buy one of those, and if it's realistic and it feels like actual human affection, they'll get addicted to it.
That's
you know?
pretty messed up.
It'll feel like
Yeah.
they'll actually get connected. It'll fool your brain, even though you know in the back of your head it's not a person. It's
I think what is scary or maybe optimistic about loneliness is not actually how lonely you are objectively. It's a subjective scale. So people who don't think they're lonely don't like suffer from the effects of loneliness.
Yeah, no, it really is the feeling of isolation, that really is what defines loneliness rather than being alone. Because you could be an introvert and you could be alone a lot and just
be happy.
Yeah. But the idea of the social robot is that it sort of comes from a place of longing for social interaction.
Yeah.
And if that's sort of the route you choose, it's not as good as authentic,
Boys,
raw human interaction,
that's the thing though. They're working on this right now as we speak.
Right.
It's only going to get more real. You're going to be able to, I don't know, put some goggles on and like talk to a person and have conversation, or
eat
a person,
a virtual
I'm sorry.
steak and taste it and everything.
Talk to you said what? Eat a virtual steak.
Eat a virtual steak.
I like
you'll probably
that.
be able to taste
I
it.
could go for a virtual steak or not. Anyway, no. My point is, it's only gonna get way more realistic, bro. You're gonna put on goggles. It might not even be goggles at some point.
It'll be indistinguishable.
Oh no, they do have like this little. I saw a video. It was like
that's a turning point.
It was like a Chat GPT robot, like a little Wall-E looking dude that you could talk to and he'll respond.
Dude, this will be in people's
he's not the
houses.
smartest, but like people in the comments like, I'd buy this little dude. Like
Elon Musk thinks everybody's gonna have a little R2D2.
Really?
Yeah, he thinks there will be more robots than there are humans within like the next 100 years, I think.
Okay, 100 years. Don't
He
tell
thinks
me
there's
like
gonna be
20.
Everybody,
Like,
there's gonna be more bots than there are actual people, which is crazy.
Wow.
And also, if we hit that point where you create a simulation that's indistinguishable from reality, you technically hit what would be regarded as the simulation point, which raises a bunch of theories. But if it truly is indistinguishable and people are going into the simulation and living lives in there and having, kind of like that one, like Ready Player
One.
Yes.
Ready Player One.
Yeah.
That movie, kind of like that movie. You hit
was
this
that with
point
Adam Sandler?
where I don't think so.
Sorry, different movie. Go on.
But you hit this point where it then becomes a valid reason or theory that we could possibly be in the simulation, because if you can create one that is indistinguishable from this reality, then what's to say that we aren't already in one that's indistinguishable from a base reality, so to speak. And then it raises all these interesting questions.
Man.
Yeah, I think if we look at where the biggest companies are investing their money, like it is in this sort of technology. I think Facebook is all out.
Technology
on
is
VR,
the new way.
AR.
Computer science is going to be the new. It's going to be the new biology in school. I don't know. I feel like in the future it's going to be taught in every school. It's going to be the new science, the new thing, the new next big thing, the frontier of research. And I think that the idea that computer science is. Fuck, how did I lose my train of thought, dude? It was good. I just lost it.
No. Computer science is the new biology. Go on.
Yeah, and it's. Wow.
No worries.
That's insane.
Yeah.
What? It's like my thought just ran off a cliff.
What do
Oh
you
my
think
gosh.
about the future of like jobs? What are people who are uneducated about computer science gonna do if they?
I think it'll be a much more enforced thing in society where people will be encouraged to learn about computer science. It'll be the next big thing. Oh, I remember what I was going to say is that computer science started out as just a couple dudes in a garage tinkering with, some engineers and electrical engineers tinkering with components and stuff, making games, having fun. And
Look how far we've come.
inadvertently, they ended up creating, just by chance, and planting the seeds for literally all the technology we have around us today. Without these people interested in computers and tinkering with electronics and making games and stuff, we wouldn't be able to watch movies. We wouldn't have Netflix. We wouldn't have our phones in our pockets, the social media. We wouldn't have any of it and it all stems from people wanting better ways to play games with better graphics and higher resolution and faster computers and faster processors, and that's just what it all stemmed out of. So video games really are like the foundation for this technological society that we live in, which is pretty crazy to think about.
You
And
know,
the idea of jobs being taken,
man.
I think I think there'll be a lot of jobs, just like during any other revolution, like the Industrial Revolution. People thought, that people weren't going to be able to live anymore. They were going to lose their farms or whatever. But the idea is that new jobs always open up because the economy never hits this stagnant point of perfection. There's always, as we lose other jobs, more jobs will open up that are creative and just different. It'll be a natural flow of people from older jobs into newer jobs, and it's just the way things kind of have been going forever.
Man, when you were telling me all that, dude, I got like real, not bad, but great chills in my whole body because we just happen to be the generation that lives with the internet. And
How lucky.
like, dude, we are so, I mean, people can argue the internet is different from social media. We are so connected through the internet, I believe. Like,
Yeah, the whole globe.
yes. Without the internet, dude, we'd still be like, what, sending letters or?
Yeah. And I wonder what people think also throughout times. I wonder if this was the common thought of, except for the cases where there was catastrophe or bad wars where civilization was brought down. But if people thought, this is the year 1500, we're living in the greatest times. And it just keeps going on in that, perspective. It is just maintained throughout generations because it's always the frontier of everything.
Look, back then, 15th century, the internet is not even fathomable. So, what is the unfathomable next thing?
How can we fathom it, right?
Yeah, just a couple hundred years ago, it wasn't even fathomable that we could fly in the sky in planes, and now people are doing it. Now, like thousands, hundreds of thousands of people are doing it, maybe even millions. I don't even know. Every day. Just flying across the globe.
Yeah.
Like we rule the skies now.
Man, y'all been on a couple plane flights?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
of course.
Okay. I don't think I took a plane flight until it was probably 5 years ago when I first went to like Boston. Well, have you guys seen snow?
Yeah, like
You guys
once.
have seen snow? Those are the two things I kind of did a little late. See
yeah,
snow
I saw
and
snow
fly a
late.
plane. But yeah.
What took so long to fly a plane? Was it just the inaccessibility or the unnecessity?
Just never got presented the opportunity to travel too much.
Yeah,
But
that's how a lot of people are.
yeah, I think there's still people
Never
there
rode a
that
plane.
haven't ridden a plane, haven't seen snow, or if they have, it's only been like once.
Right.
Other people do it a lot more often than others. So yeah.
I want to go back to a point actually you were saying about how the internet allows us to be so connected, but I actually think for a lot of people it's the opposite.
No, yeah, I know. I was thinking that same thing because we talked about it in the last podcast.
Yeah.
How it actually can drive people apart. Same with like the idea of getting social robots. It's like we become so disconnected that we need to create social bots for ourselves and robots to communicate with because we can't do it with each other.
Man.
But at the same time, I don't know if I think we were probably, or I was thinking of, like he was referencing the global connection of how information is just so connected in terms of you can access anybody anywhere. There's not these giant land barriers between different states and countries and stuff. The ocean isn't this just insurmountable obstacle between two populations anymore.
Seamless wireless communication. That is just crazy to me, friend. It's been around for a little bit, but
Yeah, and
dude,
just
it's hard.
cars
Like I
and
said,
planes
it's hard to
all relying
fathom.
on technology.
I'm putting myself in the eyes and shoes of I don't know, maybe even people from the 1900s. That's just hard to fathom. That one day we're gonna have seamless and wireless communication. You can call someone on the other side of the world. Crazy. I think voice calls are still crazy technology, in my opinion. And did I say this last time? The only similarity between this guy and the first telephone, we still have voice calls.
Right.
So like, utilize that stuff. It's It's revolutionary for a reason. You guys know I call you guys. I don't like texting. And when I do text, I send voice memos.
Yeah.
So like, our voice is all we got. Come on.
Right. I'm not the biggest fan of texting either. I like calling better because it's more efficient. You can get the whole blurb out in one go. You don't have to text back and forth for hours.
Yes, that's
I
a
missed your
problem,
text.
man.
You just call them and get whatever you're thinking about over with.
Mm-hmm.
Get the thoughts out.
Don't waste my time. Come on. Let's get the thought out. And you know what? The voice call yields honesty most of the time because say you're texting someone, they have a little bit or all the time they want to think about it. Right.
Right.
Whereas I ask you
Or they
right
could just
here, it's like
ignore
I'm
you.
looking right at you almost. So give me the truth. That's business, baby. Come on.
Right.
There's not much time to process what you want to say.
Better
Yeah.
tell the truth.
But that's good. Is that if you're an honest person, that shouldn't be a problem.
Yes.
You know, and I think it's better to be honest and just hurt someone's feelings here and there than to beat around the bush.
Much
and lie to
rather
them.
that. Much rather that, friend. Come on.
Honesty is a very important core value of at least mine now.
Absolutely.
Never was always an honest person, and now I try to be much more of an honest person because, dude, it just kills stress in your life, and I feel like it's a very good, powerful virtue. I really appreciate honest people and transparent people, and it's harder to appreciate people who lie and beat around the bush. It's easier to just kind of not take them as serious,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
not give them as much time, invest as much time into them as I wish that I could. Some people, there's some people in your life who you wish that I wish were a little bit more honest or more present and more there, but they're not. But I mean, again, and so the idea is to just not be like those people because I don't like it when they do that to me. So why would I just try not to do that to other people?
Yeah,
It's
something
hypocrisy, really.
that makes me think about this like spiritual idea that the obstacle is the path. Have you heard of that?
I might
The
have.
obstacle is the path.
Yeah, this guy I like Ryan Holiday talks about it. He's got like a stoic point of view.
Fire.
But essentially, if I find something like cringy, or if I find a quality in somebody else, like I don't like that quality. It's a bigger reflection on what I think of the situation or how I feel about the situation than their inherent state of being.
Oh,
You know what I
you're-
mean?
You're saying
Right.
this reminds me that like like you said, say someone does something, I don't know, something you don't like.
Yeah.
It could be like misperceiving resting bitch face.
You don't
as-
Yes.
you don't like it because
as a
it's part of
mean
your
mug.
value, correct?
Right.
Okay,
It's
okay.
your perception of how that
Yes.
situation is, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe you want it to be a different way.
Whereas other people, it wouldn't even bother them. They wouldn't even think about it.
Yes.
And
It's
the
it's a
truth of-
personal
yeah.
value.
The
But-
truth of the
yeah.
matter also is what they did or what they said, not how you interpret it. Your interpretation is never the exact truth. The truth is always embedded in the action in the moment, and your interpretation of it, your meaning of it, whatever it means to you, is always a little bit skewed from the true reality of what happened because you have to create abstract ideas in your head to understand what happened in relation to yourself and evaluate the situation and how it relates to you, whereas compared to the truth of the matter is just the events. Like the truth is very unbiased.
And
It doesn't care about good or bad or intention.
this reminds me, friend.
But in,
Hold that thought. This reminds me that what you said about looking at someone, it's your own value. That also reminds me, someone who's full of hatred. That's a reflection of how much they love themselves. Like.
What do you mean by that?
or what they're going through, it's just a reflection of their internal state of being.
Yes.
It's-
Yes. Thank you for elaborating, but I feel like if someone says something kind of snarky to you, it's not because you did something wrong.
Exactly.
Right.
It's because of something internally, you know?
Yes.
For example, man, kindergarten, what a great way to start school. I I was man, I was bullied. You could tell I was bullied, but like, dude, I figure out later that this kid just I was just kind of I don't know, he had his foot on what would you say? I don't know. He had control of me, man. Somehow, some way. Never would happen now. But this kid ends up being my neighbor one day. And me and my dad rolled past and was like, I love you guys. Adam and Austin, how you guys doing? I need to catch up with y'all. Um, and then we end up being like best friends. What once
Whoa.
was a bully, now my best friends. But I realized Adam, he bullied me because his brother kind of bullied him, his older brother. So it's all internal. Something's happening that causes another thing to happen.
It's a hard one to break also. It's hard to break negative impressions and perceptions of other people. It's easier to it's harder to break it's easier to break positive perceptions of people and think of them negatively if they do something bad. If someone does something bad that you previously regarded as respectable, whereas the opposite isn't so much as true. If you regard somebody as a bad person or you don't like them, they're mean, and then they do something and they start being positive, it can sometimes make you hate them even more, which is crazy. If they start doing well in life, and that goes back to that's like the root of jealousy, one of the
Jealousy,
just a
friend.
core vice of life, jealousy.
You said a core vice.
Yeah, like something everybody deals with.
You know what? Yeah, bro. I've had friends that they see me do great in life or they see me get a new opportunity. Some people perceive that as, dang, he got a win. So now I'm losing from that.
Yeah, and that's not a true friend. True friends are people who actually enjoy seeing you do well in life and encourage
Yes.
you. And people who genuinely have happy emotional reactions when you start doing well and are just very happy to see you doing well,
Wow.
to see your success story brings them joy.
Some people hold you back, dude. Don't let it.
Yeah,
If
they're
I
not
could-
friends. If they're getting jealous because you're doing well, they're not actually your friend.
If I could go
And
back
it's better
to my,
to get, let me just end on this thought.
I'm sorry, friend.
It's
Go
better,
ahead.
sorry. It's better to have it's better to be wounded by a friend and have scars from friends than kisses from your enemies.
Come again. Say that again. I'm
It's
sorry.
better to have scars from your friends than kisses from your enemies.
What does that mean to you?
What does that mean to me? It's better. It just really relates to the importance of who you surround yourself with. And if your friends hurt you, it's usually because they're expressing something that it's in the best interest. It's in your best. They have something in your best interest, or geez, I can't word this. They have your best interests in their mind. Whereas if your enemy is treating you well and praising you, it's just vanity. It doesn't actually. It's not, and usually there can be ulterior motive. There's not actually connection there, They don't have your best interest in their mind. For some reason, that statement was throwing me off.
Yeah.
It still sounded awkward.
What did you want to say, Luke?
Man. Man, if I could go back to high school, I'd smack the fuck out of that kid, Luke Ellion.
That's funny.
I used to be a people pleaser, man. I used to, yeah, dude. Now I stand for myself, bro.
Do you think that experience of being a people pleaser in high school allowed you to learn that that's what you didn't want?
Oh my gosh. Tell me, friend, dude. But that's the thing. What I just said, yeah, that could depict regret, but there is no regret, friend, because without these experiences, I wouldn't be who I am today.
Right.
Right.
And sometimes in life, a lot of times, you got to learn the hard way, bro. You're exposed to certain things. Yeah, you could have been different if you learned earlier, but like we're here now and we're learning. So
Right. And if somehow if you believe in God, if God came down to you like 10, 15 years ago and told you everything that you were going to have to go through in life and all the hardships and pain and suffering that you would go through, and told you that this is what's going to happen by the time 2024 rolls around, you'd be like, sorry God, but like you're going to have to find someone else because that sounds fucking painful. That sounds awful. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can handle it. You know, I don't feel like I am prepared for that. I don't feel, you know, but yet again, going through those experiences are exactly what you need and what sharpen you and what make you who you are today. And oftentimes people are very thankful for the hardships they go through because it makes them a much more understanding, well-rounded, and wise person compared to if they never had those hardships. And it teaches them a lot about hard work and just being able to push through, that life's not always going to be easy and shit's not always going to go your way.
Tell me how this podcast just turned into a therapy session.
Right.
No, you said sorry? Don't be, bro. This is awesome, bro. People pay for this, bro. Are you kidding? I love this, dude. Oh my gosh, bro. Thank you guys so much.
Of course.
You know,
Yeah, thank you
I
for
just
coming.
met these boys this year, bro. The beauty of college is you can dude, you can look at someone in a group of people and you just assume, oh, they've known each other like a long time. Dude, I meet people that have met that day, bro, and they
Yeah.
look like best friends, bro. My point is,
Yeah, dude,
Dude.
that's how we when we met, we just really connected very quickly. And remember Peyton and Esther, these two girls at the pickleball court, they were like, how long have you guys known each other? Like they thought we were friends for so long because we just got along really well.
Yes.
And we were like, no, we met maybe 3 weeks ago.
dude,
I mean, you offered to let me sleep at your house during a hurricane.
Yeah.
And we had probably seen each other like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
otherwise
But it
you
was
were gonna
just-
tough it out here.
It was just a
Yeah.
natural
Nice.
connection though, in terms of, I just felt, I don't know, comfortable around you and Harry, honestly.
Absolutely.
And you and Luke. You and
Absolutely.
other Luke. Also, you were two people who stood out to me as I felt. I don't know if it's because I recognized you
Wow.
from PV, but I think it's more than that, honestly.
Dude, I am blessed we all came together, friend, because you interact with a lot of people, both of you guys at the pickleball court. And no lie, when me and Luke found you guys, it was such an inspiration because, like, damn, these guys are so happy. Like, we need to be more like them, bro.
I appreciate it. That's
dude.
nice. But yeah, dude, behind the scenes, things aren't always, we're just people.
Yes.
Behind the scenes, we all deal with the same shit.
There we
but,
go.
If you handle it in a healthy way, then when it's time for play, you can put your shit aside and have fun,
Man.
Yeah.
Man.
I think happy used to be like a trigger word for me because I grew up not really understanding like what it meant for me to be happy. And I think happiness looks different to different people. But
It's evolved also. Like my view, what I think happiness is now is my understanding of it evolved.
yeah, I think like I thought it used to mean I have to be just smiley, excited
good.
about everything
Yeah.
all the time. And now it's sort of like wavy. Like I have my good days, I have my not as good days. But there is no happiness without sadness.
Right.
You know? You need both ends to experience.
Just
happiness.
like just to hold that, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Just like this. What is it? There is no darkness without light.
Yes.
So like apparently darkness does not exist. It's just the absence of light. There is only light and no light. You
And
know what I'm
that-
saying? That's like
that plays back
yeah.
to the idea of doing hard things and having hardships. People who've gone through hard times in their life is generally they're thankful for it because the darker the dark they've gone through, the lighter the light is on the other side, and the greater the good that they can encounter in their life because the scale is just shifted for them. It really is,
Yeah.
And so, but I used to think of happiness as feeling good. I used to get confuse it with feeling good. And so that can draw you into using substances and stuff. And then you realize that I think I was confusing happiness for peace of mind.
Okay.
And all I really wanted was to be able to just be at peace. But I couldn't, there were a lot of times where I couldn't find that peace and I wasn't able to nothing could really work. I was looking externally for that peace. I was trying to externalize this desire that had no materialistic answer.
Man,
You know?
here's a great question for y'all that I'm still trying to figure out. Yeah, we could look it up, but like, man, what do you think the difference is between love and joy?
Oh, interesting.
Love and joy.
Yeah.
I think
Sounds the
love
same, right?
is their joy is maybe kind of a type of loving emotion. It's a positive emotion for sure. Joy is like, to me, what joy means is like kind of what you were saying, but a genuine reaction, like when you're genuinely smiling and giddy and up and just you're bubbly and bouncy and joyful, but it's authentic. And then love is much more robust, all
Can you
encompassing.
define robust? I never really knew what
It's what I meant is like it's much more all encompassing, loving. You can love the dark side of things and the light side of things. Love can apply to everything.
You know, my
Joy
argument,
is really kind of one-sided. If you're
I
not joyful, you're not joyful, but you can be loving. You can still have love when you're not feeling joy.
I would say, to support your point, I think love is a lot more accessible than joy.
Oh, yeah, love is free and it's
Yeah.
everywhere, and that's something that I really strive for in my life, is to feel more love, to be more loving, to try to access it, because it's greater than anything. If I wanted anything in life, I try to just focus on to just be a peaceful and loving person, to be able to feel these two things, like to have peace and feel love, because that's kind of that's what connects you. That's what will connect me to everything else usually, and brings me the greatest sense of purpose and feeling satisfaction. And no matter what's going on in my life, being able to let go of the small things and push through, get what needs to be done without crying about it. And then if you can find love in there, then you can do anything. If you can love, if you can love all the time, you can do anything. But it's really hard to do. It's a challenge. It's very hard to always be a loving person. And so that's why it's something I really try to work on, because I noticed I am happiest, so to speak, when I feel love and connection with the universe, myself, other people, and just my situation, you know.
Wow. David, friend, what is love and joy to you?
Why don't you tell me first?
Oh my
Because I
gosh.
really like what Jack said. I think I agree with a lot of
Okay.
things he said.
Look, it's funny because I think it was 3 days ago. Look, this ever since 11/11 Veterans Day, man, that great day of intention, dude. The past it's been 6 days, dude. It has felt like one big day.
Damn. Wait, 6 days since then?
Yeah.
It feels like it's been a month for me.
That's my point.
Hold up.
It's been 6 days, bro. It all feels like to me one big day.
Right.
I don't know, but that kind of contradicts like what you said about feels like a month.
The
Time is weird. Anyway,
illusion of time.
my point is,
That's why I think variety is important. Though,
I
also.
texted someone the other day like love and joy, and like I said, we started this podcast. I said it's been a great week. I've been talking to a lot more people. What I do when I talk to people is I'm usually always not the aggressor, but I'm always the first one to say,
Yeah,
it's a
the
great day, ain't
instigator.
it?
The initiator. Yeah.
The initiator. I'm the initiator, and I have been for dude, I've had,
That's funny.
I
we were
wanna
just
say
talking
more
about
than
this.
dude, I want to say more than 100 interactions with more than 100 different people.
Wait, say it again.
More than 100 interactions, or I'm sorry, I've talked to more than 100 strangers in this week.
In the last week.
Yes.
A lot of
Okay.
I literally, yeah, whether it be a 2-second great day, ain't it? And
Most
they
people
keep
probably
walking.
don't exceed. Most people probably don't exceed 20 on a weekly basis, I'd say.
My point is, but
That
these
might
are
be-
these are
that
new
might
people
be-
though, new people.
Yeah.
And how many of those have you initiated?
let me get there.
Okay.
I think all of them, except for one. Um, I was at the gym one night. Happened to be the night I lost my pickleball paddles.
Oh, you lost your paddles?
I got them back.
You got 'em
we
back,
could
yeah.
tell that story. I've told it so many times. It might be a different podcast, but it's a good story. Look, one person said, I was stretching at the end of the sauna. I'm in the stretch room, and he said, "Y'all have a blessed night. God bless y'all." He said that to me, and I said, no. You're not going anywhere. Come here. And I gave him a hug, bro, and we were just talking about the grace of God. And he said, and I was just giving the vibes and all, and he said, "Dude, you're full of joy, bro." I said, "Wait, what's the difference between love and joy?" And he said, "Dude, joy is everlasting. If you have joy, that love is temporary. But if you have joy, it's like it's placed inside of you, friend." Yeah, that's all I know about that. But he said joy is everlasting. That's what he was getting at. And I thought, because look, I don't know if you guys have ever looked on a chakra, I don't know the exact name, chakra vibration chart. There's the highest vibration is enlightenment. I think the second one is joy. One below that is love. I thought, wow, joy is higher than love. What does that mean? So yeah, that's where we are now. But before I said that, or maybe it educated you a little bit, what do you think joy and love is?
Do you know who Eckhart Tolle is? Have you heard of this guy?
I like Eckhart Tolle.
Come again?
Eckhart Tolle. He's like this German spiritual teacher.
No.
Yeah, I've read one of his books. It was good.
No way.
Which one did you read?
A New Earth.
A New Earth. I like that one. The first one I read was Power of Now, and that book changed my life so much. I was like, I have to read another book.
Yeah.
And I basically read every book he's published.
Dude, my uncle loves Eckhart Tolle. He would love to talk to you about that. He would he's very into his books. And
The
work.
love of now, is that what you said?
Power of
Power
Now.
Power
Yes.
of Now.
Yeah.
But he does talk about love and joy and all those things you're talking about. But then I came across this book by him called Stillness Speaks. Essentially, that stillness is the highest form of spirituality. And like you can read that book to find out what that means to you. But
I like that.
at the beginning, the preface
I
of the
probably
book
enjoy it.
goes, this book has nothing that will like tickle your brain, essentially. Nothing that will make you think that you're the most spiritual person on earth. This book contains only the truth. And what that means to me is I can think about all this stuff all day long, right? I can appease my brain. I could be like, this is what love means to me. This is what joy means to me. And not to discredit anything you're saying, because I think it adds a lot to your life. And obviously thinking is a big part of my life. But there is not much benefit in thinking about meditation as there is to meditating.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, the meaning is, again, it's the abstraction of what the actual experience is. The meaning isn't actually it's a deviation from the truth of the matter. The meaning of joy and love, as we just have explained it, will never encapsulate the experience itself, because the truth is in the experience. These words would be nothing to anything else other than a human who can create abstract mental construct of these ideas in their head, and then attach these meanings to these words and picture an entire scenario in their head so that they can understand it in relation to self.
Yeah.
Again, it's like,
Because how can we take 26 different pronunciations, right? There's 26 letters in the English alphabet, and combine them in ways to sum up our entire lives? Do you know what I mean by that?
right, you can't.
How
but
is that possible?
we're so damn good at using words, though. It's actually crazy.
Yeah.
I think a part of it is really in the power of our mind to be able. We have such a powerful imagination and understand awareness of self in relation to others, and understanding of we can just really draw these abstract worlds in our mind that we can think of and imagine, and it's so strange. But back to your idea of the meditating, I really like that when my idea of love is that this is another perception, I guess, of more applicable one, more relevant anecdotal one is when I want to be more loving, it means I want to be more empty and just be present and just love what's in front of me, right? And stop thinking about what I want and what I don't have. Or also that means stop thinking about like what I'm enjoying right now, and because that would be the joy. What I find joy to be is when I'm thinking about these positive things and just kind of going like a maniac in my head, like, oh, just having these positive thoughts, and then eventually you run out of them. But the love is when I let go of the bad and the good and just really appreciate what's in front of me.
That's right. That's exactly how I feel.
I need to let go. Sometimes I need to let go. I'm not gonna lie, I faded out there for a second because I told you about it. I'm thinking about something I shouldn't be. It's just a negative thought. But then I realized you just said love is letting go of the good and the bad. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I guess it
Like,
is kind of what I
damn,
said.
and then I realized, damn, snap out of that, dude. We're
Yeah.
good, bro. We're great.
Presence,
Come on.
and then appreciating it and feeling the love, feeling the connection, actually feeling the experience, the full color palette.
Wow.
Because when you're in your head, you notice like you have 5 senses going on all the time. And if you're in your head thinking about something or listening to music or whatever, you could miss so much of the world that's passing by you, and you don't even realize it. And then when you start actually tuning into things, you realize, wow, there's so much more to this experience that I wasn't tuned into. When you start meditating, you can start realizing, wow, like there's this whole entire universe of sound that's coming in through my ears that I just tune out because I'm listening to my thoughts. When I empty my thoughts, I hear the birds and the water trickling in the background or whatever. I hear the wind blowing. I hear the bees and whatever. Just nature. There's so much sound to it. It's like a song.
Wow.
And then
Yeah. Isn't it crazy how powerful like thought is?
It is.
Like we just have this machine constantly running in our heads.
yeah,
And
and that's kind of like the Tower of Babel, dude. I don't know if that like the Tower of Babel in the Bible is that language was created and people were trying to build this Tower of Babel to the heavens, I think. And I think I don't know if it's like a metaphor for language that once we created language, it disconnected us from truth and God and actual connection.
Whoa. I resonate with that.
Yeah. And it provided us with this Tower of Babel. It provided us with so much, but also took away a lot of connection that we just naturally had. And that's probably wise because we could be in our thoughts in our own world, tuning it all out, because we could have this movie playing in our head all the time if we wanted to.
Yeah.
And it's all constructed out of these concepts that are attached to words and stuff. And
Thought.
again, I guess that also goes back to, do you think in words or do you think in images or both? And I think everybody does a little bit of both.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think I like learning about like mental disorders and mental health in general, but the solution to a lot of mental health issues is to restructure thought patterns. CBT,
Yeah, a lot of
cognitive
it's
behavioral
thinking
therapy.
disorders.
Yeah, they're all just ways that we grew up somehow and misinterpreted what was like healthy, for example. So if we over obsess about our body image, we might develop a eating disorder. And the way to counteract that, one of the ways to counteract that is to redevelop what it means to be healthy because of the way our thoughts are structured.
So some disorders are gained, is what you're telling me. Can disorders be? You can be born with disorders, correct?
I believe that, yeah. I
But
think
you
it's up
can
for debate.
But you can also.
Congenital, like cognitive impairments, probably. And you could also probably be born with a higher likelihood
But are you
of
saying
certain mental health conditions.
Are you saying? Well, I can't say most disorders, but a lot of disorders are gained, correct?
Yeah, I would say that
Oh.
they're developed
Yeah,
over
I'd say
time.
probably.
Wow, that is
Because if you think about it, there's always people. A lot of it happens when people are growing up and becoming young adults. A lot of mental illness will start showing itself. And I think a lot of it could be with the idea of the brain is starting to be able to think of these higher concepts, and also you are being presented with the reality that you're actually in a much more harsh manner, and that you have to provide for yourself, and that everybody's kind of in it alone. And growing up can be a weird time. It can be a scary time. And if you can't handle it properly, or have certain factors in your life that are just all lined up properly, it can trigger a psychotic break of some sort. It can trigger these patterns, like David was saying, these patterns that of thinking. And you don't, it's there's a lot that goes into it. I don't even know now that I'm thinking about it.
I just wanted to clarify.
Go ahead, friend.
That I think there's a lot of research to still be done about how mental disorders come up. But yeah, I do think they can be developed. I think it's a combination of developing it like through social and cultural factors, genetic predisposition. There's like so much we still don't know too. But we have been rapidly figuring out ways to decrease the symptoms of those disorders, which I think is a great solution for a lot of people.
You know what?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I used to get, dude, I've had people try to tell me like I'm autistic or something. So serious, man.
Because I got tested for autism.
Really?
My parents thought I was autistic.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. No. Dude. I've also had people
Don't worry,
try
we've
to
all been there. Me and Harry have also. I think a lot of people might have actually been there. Because I think it's
dude,
one of these things where.
Hey, even if I was autistic, that's not a problem.
No, I think that it's one of these things growing up in our age where the idea of autism and mental, that sort of spectrum of mental cognitive impairments, I guess, is much. How am I going to word this? I feel like it's overlooked now. Maybe like autism used to mean that you were that kid in class who was just like obviously autistic, and now it just means that if you're a little socially awkward, people want to say that they're autistic and put labels on things because it makes it easier to sort of rationalize these experiences. But then also, with the worlds that we're growing up in is so different and isolating for these kids, that I think socializing is a lot harder for people now than it used to be, especially young people, and they're not as good at it, and it can make you feel like there's something wrong with you.
Man, labels are pretty useless, man. Let me tell you, dude. Well, there's certain things we need labels for. You don't want to be eating pork when you bought chicken, I guess.
Valid.
Okay. Anyway, no, dude, the spectrum of autism is so broad or so wide. There's the argument that we are all autistic.
Yeah, we're all a little bit. We're all a little bit on autism.
But the thing is, who is one person to say that you're autistic? A doctor told you you're autistic. My point is
it's not like a genetic test.
Yeah, that's my point. But whereas you told you're autistic, so now you believe it. You tell people, "Oh, I'm autistic." That goes back to what I was saying about people have called me autistic, and also people have told me that I have a disorder too. And then I hear and I get really aggravated, like because they told me, my brain is starting to believe it. Like,
so what are the implications of you being called autistic? Yeah,
that's what I was going to.
Or you being called
personally
having some disorder?
You're asking why? Why would they? Or
so like you were saying, having autism isn't inherently a bad thing.
Yeah. So what is like the negative connotation towards it? Is it a taunting way that they say it?
Oh, yeah. They use it in a negative manner.
Because if I found out, I'm the kind of person where if I found out I had autism, I honestly don't think I would be upset. I'd be like, okay.
I don't think it would change my mind, bro.
But if I was taunted for being autistic, that would be different.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's more of a taunt, I believe. And dude, I'm not like most people, man. I'm very not I haven't look, I guess I've always been kind of outgoing, but more than ever I'm outgoing. It's more out of hatred people have accused me of having autism. Like, oh, this guy's weird. So he's autistic.
Yeah.
Right.
So
What's the value for you to just be so happy all the time? Just out of curiosity.
What's the
damn,
what?
that's a personal question for me.
The value, did you say?
What's the value of being happy? Oh, you want to know what it is?
I do.
Dude, I do this and I talk to everyone and I scream sometimes and I sing in the sauna, like I said. Dude, I do this to be an inspiration to other people, bro. I want to show people, look, you can be happier than me, friend. My point is, don't be scared, bro. We are social animals, bro. Right. We live off interaction, bro. Here I am. I'm preaching.
Hey.
About to get on my damn knee. Okay. Anyway. Look. What's the value of being happy? To make others happy.
Right.
That's
Spread it.
what it is.
To spread the joy. It's
spread the joy.
Yeah.
Spread the love, friend.
Spread the positive sphere of energy.
Thank you so much, friend.
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
love that question, bro. People don't ask me enough personal questions, and then when girls like ask me a question about myself, I'm like, damn, you kind of care about me or something. That is so cool, bro.
Yeah, people can emotions can really synergize and have have a compounding effect with the more people there are to share the emotion with. The greater the emotion that is output that is felt, almost. You could really just raise an energy in a room by having a bunch of positive people in it versus, 2 positive people in a room versus 5 positive people in a room. I mean, I guess there's a certain point where it becomes a party, and then it's like, then you have to break off into little groups. But
you want to know the funny part, man? Dude, 11/11, I said it too many times. Ever since that date, I feel like I've thought this, but I've later, came to a conclusion on it. Dude, I think I've been handing out so many vibes that I think I'm going to run out.
Oh, no.
I'm playing. But I brought that point up to people. And that dude who said, God bless you, I brought that point up to him. He's like, dude, you'll never run out because you're full of joy, dude.
Yes.
And you giving your joy to other people, it only brings you up.
yeah, you gotta give what you have, and you will always receive in return.
Yes.
If you give what you have, otherwise it spoils. If you keep it inside you, good things don't last. They'll spoil. They'll rot. It's like milk in the fridge.
Yeah. There's this idea that you basically have this bucket, and you're like, by giving people compliments, effectively you're like draining your bucket. But it sounds to me like you giving out something from your bucket is regenerative. So seeing their
It's a hydra. You cut off one head and 2 heads grow out.
yeah.
Of it.
So it's you're basically filling your bucket by emptying your bucket.
Yes.
It's like
Wow.
amplifying the stream.
Very good point.
By which it's coming.
Is that accurate?
Yeah, dude, yes, bro. That is the fact you said regenerative. That is so
Yeah.
cool. This
It's
guy's a neuroscience major, dude. Like, come on, bro. I also met a neuroscience girl last night, and I said, "You're gonna be looking at my brain one day, and I would love you to do the same with her. Like, dissect my damn brain. I want to know what the hell was going on in there."
Yeah.
Dude,
Tell me what's going on.
Yes,
Give me the
bro.
scoop.
Yes.
I actually came across this interesting concept that, like, as soon as people die, all their cells die as well, right? But the only thing that remains is their skeleton, their bones.
Yes.
So effectively, our entire experience is non-existent. The thing that makes humans crazy cool is that we can take our thoughts and turn them into behaviors. So for example, thoughts are temporary, right? We have these thoughts, they just vanish without us having to do anything. But if we have a thought and we're like, I really like this thought, we can write that thought down. We could type it out. And now that thought is on the computer, and the computer is a little more permanent than our thought. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So there's a way we can like prolong our time on Earth, which is why actually I think we name buildings after people. People have legacies, right? People want to be remembered for as long as possible. There's like the idea that you die twice. Once when you actually die, and the second time when your name is said for the last time.
Really, I like the saying where
While you're living?
Well, I guess after you die.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, damn.
have you heard the saying?
I don't know.
Have you heard the
that
saying?
sent
Every man.
Just chilled everywhere, bro.
Dude, I love this saying. And then I think you'll like it. Is you have every man has two lives,
Yes. Yeah, I
and the
love it,
first
bro.
one ends when he realizes that he only has one life.
I've heard that.
That's that was from a Joe Rogan podcast. That Indian fellow. That
It
was
was?
a good one.
Naval
Naval.
Ravikant.
That's
Oh,
right.
dude, that's
Is
a
it
great
that guy?
episode.
Ravikant, yes.
That guy's brilliant.
Yeah. I'd like to. We need him on this damn couch right
That
now.
would be sick.
Right?
Dude.
That would be sick. I would love to talk to that guy.
Yes. We will love to. Come
He's
on.
a tech entrepreneur too, right?
That's right.
But he's also highly spiritual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like,
Wow.
he says that that's kind of what makes him stand out. He's like a unicorn. You know, he combines two things that typically aren't combined, is that being a business, just a top-notch businessman, but also being this meditative, happy, outwardly happy, spiritual person. Two
Yes.
things that don't go together. He's combined them both and become really good at both of them. And so he's like a unicorn, you know?
Yeah, I think on that episode actually on Joe Rogan, he said,
He said something
it's easy
like
to
that.
get money, right? A lot of people can be like, set a goal and get money. But I challenge all those people to do the same thing with happiness. Try to be happy and then actually achieve happiness. And he's like, you'll find that it's much harder.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, it goes back to and that reminds me of, I was saying earlier how love, it's hard to try to be loving all the time and but that's something that's I would love to strive for, but it's way harder than you think when you actually try to do it.
Wow. Dude, you want to know the cool part? I'd argue you can't hate someone without loving them.
Explain.
Look. Dude, if I've ever said I hated someone, bro, it's out of love, like, because I love you so much, like, and you do me wrong, like, I don't, man, it may be different. Some people just say, oh, I hate that guy, and they don't even know him. But if I really, like, despise you, it's coming out of love, like.
I know what you mean. I know what you're trying. It's like where it's pain
Yes.
because
I thought we had this, but like you weren't consistent. You did me wrong. Yeah, I don't like to ever say I hate anyone.
yeah, that's kind of where
it's out of love. That's my point. Hate is out
a
of
good
love.
way of visualizing it I see is in heartbreak is just love in disguise, where heartbreak is someone breaks your heart. If someone dies in your life, or your longtime girlfriend or boyfriend breaks up with you, you're in a lot of pain because there's still love there, and it's just it's just pain. The pain and the heartbreak is just love in disguise. And the more you love somebody, the more pain you're gonna feel.
I think that ties into what you were saying about there's no light without darkness or darkness without light. I think if somebody is outwardly hateful, the last thing they need is somebody to hate them back. Like maybe they just need a hug, you know?
Right. It'll just
Yeah.
amplify. Like just like positive energy in a room will amplify itself. Two people who are hating each other will they could start fighting each other. They'll get so mad. The energy will get so bad in the room. They'll get so heated. People
Damn.
can get hurt.
So funny. Energy's
You gotta be that
undeniable.
neutralizing
Okay,
force.
yeah.
You can feel it.
I want to ask you about
Go.
that.
Go.
Is energy real and is energy fakeable?
Oh my
like
gosh.
vibe,
We
sort
were
of,
talking
like-
about this yesterday with Harry. We'll get him on this damn couch soon.
Energy as in like the energy you're putting
No.
out. Like can you sort of fake
Okay.
like the fake smiles and stuff? Are you saying?
Yeah, I
It's-
think
it's a hard question.
it is hard because I think it's hard to define energy in the first place.
Yeah.
But there's
But-
like people are starting to use like aura,
Yes.
which I think is actually way different
Yes.
than what we're talking about.
Yes. We need a Jamie right here.
Well, humans.
I want a
the-
textbook definition of both, and I want to. The argument was, what is more real, aura or energy, and what can be faked? You know, like what's easier fake?
As a species, humans are master manipulators, so there is that. But
What does that mean?
like we're really good at expressing things that we don't truly feel, calculating our actions, and trying to calculate how others will perceive us. You know, trying to just manipulate others by carefully choosing your words, carefully choosing your actions, with an agenda in mind. And people are very good at this. You know, your cat can't fool you. When your cat's
Yeah.
hungry, your cat meows. It's not like it doesn't play tricks on you. You know, the only reason why you could possibly think it's playing tricks on you is because you think it looks cute, and like it goes back to
Jack's a cat guy. He's thinking about his cat at home or something.
dude. I
like
was.
just hold the thought, but I showed him a video the other day of me opening this like big old Uber Eats order, and I said, "Look at all this fucking food." And he's like, "Oh my gosh, it's a little cat." And he was not looking at the food; he was just looking at the cat. But yeah, so funny. This guy's a cat guy. I love it. Go on.
That's funny. But yeah, we're master manipulators in that we can really control the way people see us. We're good at it, better than any other animal or species. And so, but I also do think that energy is contagious. Like the energy that you're actually truly feeling is contagious. And I also believe in the idea of you can fake it till you make it. Whereas if you're trying to manipulate someone, you can convince yourself that you are feeling this way and express that in your emotions and actions, and in a way that is very believable because you are conjuring up this energy. You're making yourself believe it so that you can express it so that others believe it. And
Yeah.
but it might not be genuine, and it might be coming from a place of ulterior motive, but people are good at that kind of stuff. And the people who rule, people like leaders, powerful leaders, generally are very good at doing that, being able to fake what they're feeling and express it in such a authentic seeming way. Whereas people who are bad at doing that, they just don't rise up. They don't rise in the ranks, you know?
Yeah, there's a psychology concept. I think it's called co-regulation, where you take a crazy high energy aggressive person and you put him in the same room as, like, let's say Harry, for example, this very nonchalant, like
quiet
stable energy dude.
dude. Yeah, stable.
And
That's a good way.
That person will just meet Harry in the middle. You know?
Heat transfer.
Yeah.
Energy
So
transfer.
you're saying that Harry will rise up and he will come down a little bit, and or he will sort of come down to Harry's level of chill.
Definitely, if Harry's able to maintain that stability, then that
He'll
other
come-
person may come down
Yeah,
to
he'll
meet
pipe
Harry.
down and get on Harry's level, and
That is-
yeah, because then
that's
he'll
beautiful.
realize that probably has to do with maybe realizing that their emotions aren't eliciting any sort of reaction that's recognizable in Harry. So then they kind of come down to his level.
Yeah, and I think the literature says, like, it's beyond the conscious understanding. Like, it just happens. And I think it has to do with, like, energy.
Yeah, could be. It's all theories at this point.
Yeah, there's a lot we don't
That's
know.
very interesting, though.
Look, so what do you think about fakeability?
Look, we can all pick up on energy, right?
Right?
And I feel like you can also pick up on if someone's like faking energy.
Yeah,
If you
unless again, if they're like such a sociopath, like psychopath,
Yes,
that's
yes.
just. And again, these are the types of people that run the world is because
Yes.
they're so good at conveying false senses of emotions. And
I think
but
to answer your question, I think energy is more easily faked than aura. We need to do some research. Aura has such a weird denotation to it now, but
yeah, I don't even know what
I
aura
think
is. Just like your,
I think aura is.
I'm almost thinking of it as your like emotional posture. Like
I think
you could either be like hunched and dilapidated, or you could be very poised and upright, and just the way that you carry yourself is kind of your aura, is how I'm kind of seeing it.
the way you carry yourself. Yeah, I don't think. I wonder what Harry said. I forget what he said, which is more easily fakeable, but I think aura is a collection of your energy, and whether it be faked energy or real energy, that is your aura. Yeah, that is cool.
I think Harry said he thought that aura was more fakeable.
Really?
I could be wrong.
Okay.
But I also think it's funny. I don't really use like social media, but the word like Riz came out of nowhere.
Yeah, and they're
Right?
both very. There's a lot of ambiguity between aura and energy. I don't even know what like the difference when I'm thinking about it. Like the difference isn't really clear in my mind. They kind of overlap a lot
Man,
in what they are. If you drew a Venn diagram of aura and energy, there's a lot of middle ground.
educate me. What is ambiguity?
Ambiguity.
Ambiguity.
Unclearness.
You said
if something's
unclearness?
Yeah, like openness.
Okay.
yeah, if something's ambiguous, it means that it has many different things have like a similar meaning. Like if there's like two ambiguous terms, they kind of mean the same thing.
Sure. Okay, brilliant.
Or yeah.
What were you saying about Riz?
Yeah, I just wanted to say because I don't like look at these memes and be like, oh, Riz. Oh, I'm starting to see Riz a lot. Like, let me add that to my vocabulary.
Yeah.
The only reason I know that word is because people I talk to use that word.
Yes.
It's become like mainstream.
Wow.
And I think as somebody who never saw aura on like a TikTok post, people started using aura. And it almost seems like aura is the evolution of the word Riz, which that's just the way it has come into my mind.
Sure.
It's funny.
But yeah, it seems
That
like
is funny because aura did come after Riz.
right.
I haven't
at us
even heard
talking
of it.
like
I guess
some-
I haven't.
go.
I don't
Some
really use
skibbity
social media.
toilets.
Yes, that's what yes, exactly. Ohio Riz boys.
Yeah,
Love it.
I never knew aura was like the new term, though. I just have.
I could be wrong
Wait,
about this.
But I also only
David.
really use YouTube, and I feel like YouTube is far less meme-ish, you know? Like if you go on Instagram or
I think you're on the
TikTok.
educational
Hey.
side of YouTube, dude. Because
must
there's a meme shit posting side of
Yes.
YouTube
yeah,
as
no,
well.
my YouTube is clean.
Oh.
My Instagram is just dirty memes all over the place.
Yeah.
I'll scroll through it. It's just dumb brain rot meme. When I go on YouTube, though, it's much more. The algorithm shows me much more interesting things that have more substance to them, I guess.
Yeah.
So I guess I must just I don't know. I guess I must just use that side of YouTube.
David, if you don't really use social media, then what is your main intake of memes and funny videos? Is it? I think you answered. Is it YouTube?
It's my friends sending me
Oh,
videos that they
Right.
thought
Or
were
just
funny.
Yeah,
showing
like,
you.
That's the thing is,
Yeah.
I don't even
Cool,
look
cool.
at funny memes unless someone sends one to me, or on the
I'm the
very
same
rare
way.
occasion, I'll go on Instagram and scroll for maybe 5 minutes. But this is very like
Dude.
not even once a month. I don't go on. I use YouTube. That's just
Yes.
what I do. And then
Dude,
I don't
I'll-
see the funny memes on YouTube.
Something about these short videos that you
Oh,
can.
yeah.
Dude, they're funny. They're so funny. I actually catch myself
Dude,
like laughing.
some of the just
Like,
picture
damn.
memes, like some of just the regular old memes. Like I was scrolling through Instagram like around Halloween time, and I came across this photo, and it was just so stupid. It was a dude dressed up as a big toe.
Yeah, you said that to me.
A sandal. He was a sandal and a big toe for Halloween. And I thought it was hilarious. I was like, dude, I gotta send this to David. I was like, that's the best costume ever,
Oh my god.
I thought that was so funny for some
right?
reason.
It's like it's the stupidest thing ever, but it's hilarious.
Damn, bro. Oh my gosh, I won't lie,
He
dude.
was like this big cardboard cut out, whatever the shape of a sandal, and he's standing in this white sheet as the big toe, and then there's fake toes next to him, and like
Damn, bro. I love that, bro.
What's your social media of choice?
I mean, dude, just because of how shorts have evolved on Instagram Shorts, right? Is that what they call
Or it's
them?
Reels.
Reels, I'm sorry.
Reels, yeah,
Right?
I'm
same,
thinking YouTube Shorts.
same diff, you know.
Dude,
I know.
I love the stuff my friends send me on Instagram.
Okay.
And honestly, they have a good enough humor that I don't even have to look at my own stuff.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Dude, I know. I
It's
went on
so
the other
funny,
day and I
bro.
came across these like the two memes I saw in the past couple months. Another one I saw was this dude, and it was like they redid the bathrooms at Planet Fitness, and this guy takes a photo of the stall, and it's just this transparent, like blurry glass stall. This dude with no shirt on, no shorts on, taking a shit in the toilet. And you can't see detail, but you could see that he looks like he's butt naked in the stall, just taking a
Bro.
shit. Like,
Wait, a transparent door
yeah, it's like shower glass. Like the stalls are like
on a
almost,
stall.
Yeah. It's like ripply, just wavy. So you
my-
can't see details, but you
This
could
is-
just see. You could
Wait.
see the dude sitting there, like just in a squatting position. Like,
Oh no, he's not doing that.
That's
Oh
like
my-
a real thing in Japan.
Yes.
Have you heard about
yes.
this?
No, apparently your showers are like. My mentor was telling me like he stayed in some place. I don't know if it was Japan, but like his shower was like almost visible to the public.
What?
When he was taking a shower, like.
his private
But it's
home.
probably something like that. Like,
Probably. I bet the person who took that photo was probably just. Dude, I doubt Planet Fitness would do that. They probably were in Japan.
That's the funniest
And
thing
then
for
me.
Planet Fitness to do that, where they're
Yeah.
like no body shaming, and they just
Oh
like,
my-
put this person on display.
oh my gosh, that is too good.
In Japan, though, they have these public toilets that are transparent,
And they-
and
I
when
don't
you
think
go
they
in,
use-
you lock it,
I don't
and
know
it
if they use
becomes
toilet
paper.
untrans.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
no, I didn't-
That's cool.
I don't think they use toilet paper there also. Or am I tripping?
I think some places still do, but
You have to ask, maybe?
bidets
I don't
are
think-
super common.
I don't think Kim Jong Un uses toilet paper. Apparently, he doesn't even have a butthole.
Dude, that reminds me of this episode.
He's so powerful. He has no need to shit. Apparently,
Yeah. He's a unicorn, bro. He's a girl.
yeah.
Girls don't shit.
There's this Russian, not a superstition. It's like a saying that if you eat too many sweet foods, the translation is like your butt cheeks will stick together because it's so sweet that like your butt cheeks will just close.
What?
It makes no sense.
Yeah,
Where is this from?
My parents would tell me this all the time.
No way.
Yeah.
That is too cheap.
Dude, this reminded me
So
of
stop eating that candy,
Um,
David. That is too funny.
Impractical Jokers. Joe Gatto. One of the punishments he had was to go into this like food place. I forgot, with some restaurant, and go in the bathroom, and he had to open the door in the middle of taking a shit and start screaming, "Excuse me, do you have toilet paper? Could someone help me?"
Oh.
And so he opens the door wide open. He's sitting there butt naked on the toilet and starts yelling like, "Excuse me, attention, like, I need toilet paper. Could someone please bring me toilet paper?" And the door's wide open. Everybody's looking at him, and he's got no shame.
Oh my gosh.
And it was so funny.
You want to know the funny part, bro? I always thought, and everyone used to think when they watch this stuff, would I be able to do that?
Yes.
And nowadays,
It'd be embarrassing, but
I think I could do it.
I
bro.
think you could do that
Yeah.
stuff.
dude.
I could.
You're like one of the
with-
few people I could imagine doing
I
that
could do
stuff.
it with you guys behind a microphone in my ear, but alone, purely alone, I would never want to do that. It'd be so much harder. But if it's with your friends as a prank, like a challenge, because you'd be hearing them laughing in your ear,
Yes.
and you'd be like, "I'm not just this crazy guy." at
It's like a
least."
shared experience.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're not just this psycho who's trying to go
Well,
fucking
the
break.
psycho part about me is I do this type of stuff without
Yes.
someone in my ear.
I was just
Right.
gonna say that.
Dude, if
Yeah.
you saw this episode though, Joe was going over the he was going all out for this, dude. It was hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
And
bro.
it would take some balls to do that.
Dude, you know the show better than me. What is like the most unruly punishment that you just could never do? Can you recall one?
Oh, maybe
One of the first ones I watched was Joe. Do you know the band Imagine Dragons?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
huge band. He opened for Imagine Dragons by himself on
Oh
the
my-
drums in front of like 100,000 people.
That's
yeah,
bad.
I've seen that one.
And he had to keep doing like this drum solo and yell "Imagination Dragon" like,
Yeah,
over and over.
That's hilarious.
Like that, it's just so many people. And then he had to like try to body surf multiple times and nobody was catching him. It's like that's just crazy embarrassing.
dude, I can't
Ouch.
remember, but I've seen some bad ones recently. The old
Are
seasons.
you still keep
usually
up with the
have-
show a little bit?
Yeah, I rewatched like
Awesome,
all the
awesome.
episodes recently.
And they're still going
Yeah.
without Joe.
So what do they?
Without
It's just
Joe.
the three. They didn't replace him.
No, they'll have guests
Three.
on the show now.
Oh,
They'll have
that's
randoms.
what they do.
They'll have a random guest on. It'll
Yeah.
be
Like
some
famous people?
Yeah,
They're thinking ahead. That's pretty smart.
it's a good idea.
It's
yeah.
like podcast
To
features.
have like
'Cause
Eric
you don't
Andre on
wanna-
or something like.
You replace Joe, then the whole fan
Dude,
base is
Joe,
like,
Yeah.
Joe was
no,
he's
no.
the man.
bring back Joe type of thing. Yeah, dude.
Joe has such a big fan base. I think he's got to be the most liked Joker.
Oh, dude. I think he was the most fearless.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah,
was low key the best Joker.
yeah.
That toilet one was pretty
As
bad.
far as like statistics, I think he lost the least. And
Oh,
he,
because he was just down to do anything.
yeah, he never.
they would give him really hard shit sometimes that would be so hard to do because
he's that good.
And so the ones that he would fail on would be him. They try to make him look like such a creep on the
Yes,
other episodes.
yes.
It'd be like, oh my god, why? I can't believe he just did that. That's like so hard to do.
Or just say some like really racist thing.
Yeah,
Like,
come across as just such
or
an asshole.
sexist, like, yeah, and then he had to drop it just because, like, he didn't want to hurt anyone's feelings. But, yeah, wait, no, I'm sorry, I interrupted you. You said you were watching one recently.
Oh, dude, I can't remember, but the toilet one looked pretty bad. I remember thinking like, damn, if I had to go do that, it'd be so embarrassing. That's a rough one. The tattoos suck, but that one's
I mean, it's just borderline like public nudity. Right?
Yeah.
Like, where's the line?
yeah, it's kind of it's
Wow.
well, you can't see
I
anything
wonder-
technically, but
I wonder if they've ever got the police called on him. I know
He
they
must have,
Oh, yeah.
right?
But,
Probably.
like, for what, though? It's just,
probably for all sorts of things.
Maybe nothing illegal, but just like public concern.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
who are these weirdos?
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, there's. Have you ever been to New York?
Once a while ago.
New York,
long time
man.
ago.
Dude, people will not bat an eye to the craziest thing
Yeah.
because they're just so used to it.
Yeah.
My point is, you're a crazy person in New York, bro. They're not looking at you, man. Like, so much so that, like, I think they did a lot of the episodes in New York that, like,
Yeah.
oh, I see this shit every day. Let him be, you know,
Like, only the super extreme crazy people. There's a
Yes.
bigure extreme of crazy people.
yes,
Right.
Yeah.
exactly.
That makes sense.
Yeah, the stuff that they do is not quite. It's not. Yeah, it doesn't become illegal ever. You know,
Wow.
When you were talking about how you
if it
don't
does, they get
even
permission.
you don't even have to scroll Instagram to find funny memes because your friends just sent it to you.
Yes.
For some reason, my nerdy brain was thinking like, there's probably a way, or do you think there's a correlation between how funny we find the same types of memes and
My
how well we'll
gosh.
get along?
You want to know the funny? Wait. Say that again, one more time.
I was just asking, do you think there's a correlation between how funny we find the same memes and how well we'll get along?
Let
Yeah,
me answer
that's a
that and
good
say.
I don't know.
Let me answer that and say,
I think.
dude, I think my friends' humors have, like, now it's my humor. You know?
Okay.
Like,
They've like
Yeah.
merged, or they've
You can pick up a
yes,
sense of
I
humor. that you
guess.
didn't
And
have.
then some things I find funnier than they will, but, like, I don't know. That is.
Yeah, I think sense of humor is a big thing that can bring people together. If you have a similar sense of humor, then
We can
it
mold
really
that for
tells
each
a
other.
lot about. It can tell a lot about your view on the
Your
world.
aura.
Your aura.
Sense of humor right there. Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot can be embedded in your sense of humor. A lot
Aura.
about what you think and what you believe, and how you see things.
humor is hard for me because I'm not one that like thinks of funny things all the time. Like I I'm not
Clever though. You're clever, dude.
Yeah, I think that's like the nerdy part of me.
Yeah.
I like the witty jokes, but which is why I find the stupid jokes hilarious.
Oh my
Because I don't
gosh.
think like that. So when
Yes.
somebody tells me, I'm like,
Yeah.
that I never would have thought of that. That's hilarious.
Right.
Dude, that is too funny, bro. Oh my gosh. Harry's a funny guy.
Harry
man.
is so funny.
Yeah.
Like, he needs to.
Out
I
of
tell him,
nowhere
you need to
also.
chill, bro. Like, you're way too nonchalant. I can't even tell the difference, bro.
Dude,
Like-
everything he says seems like it's a joke. Yeah.
Like, I can't. And then I've had people tell me, I can't take you serious, man. I don't even know what's real or what's not.
Dude, I
know,
Now
yeah,
I
that's how it
get
can
that
be.
pain.
Yeah.
Like, dang.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard to differentiate.
Sometimes it is, yeah.
Because then sometimes he'll be like, I'm dead serious. And
His
he's
sense of
joking, and
humor is
sometimes
very-
he'll say that and not be joking.
Gosh, Harry,
his
get
sense of
out of
humor
here,
can
dude.
be a little dry sometimes, but it's also very unique in that it's dry and unique, and it comes across as it just works, you know?
So persistent. It's like his main identity is humorous, and his secondary identity is like how he needs to be to operate.
Yeah, if you know him and you're on the inside, then you can some of the stuff he says is hilarious.
Okay, I've been there.
If you're on the other end of the joke, though, a lot of it can be have to do with like fooling other people and about just really
Bro,
Yeah.
dude,
absurd
that
things.
Fortnite
like,
story he told, that was timing, bro. I like that. We'll let him tell
dude,
that
that
if
is
he
a
wants to.
good
That
one.
is
He'll
too
be like,
funny.
yeah, I got a bodybuilding competition in a week, and he'll have this conversation with this dude about his competition coming up, and it'll be just, dude, if you know Harry, it's just funny to see this
once
other
you're
guy.
in on it, yeah.
Yeah, once you're in
Oh,
on it,
bro.
No, because he was like, I have a bodybuilding tournament.
yeah.
Not something he's involved in, not even a real thing. To this random dude, like it was to Sam, wasn't it?
Dude, I think it was to Sam.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. he
And then
was-
it's rude for them to be like, haha, good one. Because if it's real, then they just feel like a
Yeah.
shit person.
And you want to know, he got me with that one time. He was like, it flew right over my head. Look, he's a skinnier guy. And I said, we were getting out of the gym one time, and I was like, what are y'all eating tonight? Chicken?
Yeah.
What were you eating?
I was just like pork or
Probably
something.
pork.
Yeah.
And I said, and he said, Harry, what you eating tonight? I'm actually trying to lose weight, man.
No,
I was like, oh, fine. And I'm like, wait. Like, dude, he is not trying to lose weight, but yeah.
no, dude, he needs to put on weight. If anything,
Yeah.
if he was losing weight, that wouldn't be good.
That
he
is
he cooked that pie yesterday. He
did?
bought a 2,700 calorie pie from Walmart yesterday.
what, a shepherd's pie? What was
No,
it?
like an
Shepherd's
apple
What?
crumble pie.
Yeah.
This guy, come
Yeah.
on. I'm a salty guy. If I'm eating something that big, which I'm sure he didn't eat the whole thing,
Hot pie.
He
I
might
like
have.
I like salty over
me too. I
sweet.
like-
I'm not really as sweet. I love sweets, but
Yeah.
I'm
Thing
gonna
is-
have to love sweets tonight. We'll get to that. But yeah.
Yeah, I like. I agree. I'm
Fried
much more
butter?
salty.
Yes.
But if I start dipping my toes into sweet things, you realize how addictive sugar is. Because
Mm.
I don't do it, but if I start eating like chocolate, it's like, dude, I just want more.
Crazy.
Holy shit!
Crazy.
It's like cocaine. You just want to keep, eating it.
boys, go on.
No. I was just gonna change the topic.
Well, I'll say this, and we don't have to stay on it long, but I'm just gonna say I am so excited. After this, I'm going to the fair with a girl.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And like, I low-key have never took a girl to the fair, so she's adventurous, bro. We're gonna do all the rides and shit.
Nice.
And
You think she's cute?
dude, she's my type, bro.
Hell
I don't
yeah.
even have a type, bro.
Dude, you're-
my type is a girl that I like talking to. That's my type,
Yeah.
bro.
Valid.
And
That's good.
I enjoy hearing her speak.
And she wants to go to the fair with you, so that's
So
That's good.
cool. We're gonna
promising.
try some gnarly food. That's my plan.
So what do they have there?
They've got.
I thought you were about to say
My
we're gonna
buddy
try
told
some
me
gnarly
Lucas-
sex.
You said what?
I thought you were about to say we're
Don't
gonna.
get him started.
I thought you were gonna say we're gonna try some gnarly sex
Oh
in
my
bed.
god, that's too jeez. No,
Gnarly foods.
gnarly foods. What kind of foods? My buddy Lucas tried a donut burger.
Oh no, that's
And he's telling me, dude, you have to get it. I'm like, dude, that
No.
does-
It's probably delicious.
it is, but like, it doesn't.
it's too.
What are your foods that
weird.
you crave?
I'd eat the
Barbecue.
donut separately.
I love brisket.
Oh yeah.
Gosh.
Dude, I love.
I better have
Mexican
brisket tonight. I'm looking for some like regular food tonight, and then some freaky ones too.
food. Mexican
There's fried
always
butter.
slaps.
Right.
There's fried watermelon apparently. There's fried.
How can you fry something so liquidy?
Yeah.
You can fry ice cream.
There you go.
Oh
They,
yeah.
That is a
they
hard
just-
process.
They
I bet
batter
they'll have
They batter
butter.
it and then they deep fry it. I think
Not
when they
for
batter
not
it,
for
it's
too
like,
long at all.
I think what it's like is they'll put it in almost, they'll get like a ball of cold ice cream and then dunk it in like almost like a waffle mix or pancake mix and then deep fry that. So then it creates this crusty little soft angel food
Wow.
or like funnel cake type of thing around it.
What a
Casing.
society.
fried Oreos.
Oh.
Have we had that ever?
Yeah, dude. So yeah, they dunk those in like a batter.
Wait.
I've had those
Yeah, I
at.
have.
I
You
saw
have?
one of my
Yeah.
Pretty good. Whatever.
bosses
Fried.
making that at work once.
And then here's one thing I think we've all kind of had. I mean, we've all been to like a theme park and seen the big old turkey drumsticks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Disney?
Big old turkey leg. Turkey
At the
leg.
Renaissance Fair, I've had
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Disney or like
Big old
Universal
thing.
Studio or something.
They smell so delicious. But that reminds me, I think some of the juiciest, best fried chicken I've ever had was like at a fair, or like some type of zoo fair.
Fried chicken is one of my favorite guilty
Okay.
pleasures.
Okay, good.
It's super
'Cause,
good.
dude, get this.
I haven't had it in a long
This
time.
this was
Yeah.
it. Fried chicken on
Chicken
a stick.
fingers.
Fried chicken on a stick. And I remember so vividly, I think I was like the only person that got it, and everyone's like, what is that? What is that? And I was so young. Then I remember, dude, this is like the juiciest, like best, whitest chicken ever. Wow.
Every
Yeah.
time I think
Dude,
about
I like white chicken, white meat. I like chicken breast way
Oh
better than
yeah.
dark meat.
Every time I think about something on a stick, like have you ever seen iCarly?
Yeah.
Do you know
Yeah.
Tebow would put like
Donuts on a
tacos
stick.
on a stick? And then there's a
Yeah.
whole episode where Spencer is trying to work there and he can't get the tacos on the
Yeah.
stick. Because like how are you supposed to get hard shell tacos
Yes.
on a stick?
And
I think Tebow comes out or something with like tacos on a stick or something. He's like, man,
that's nothing.
I can't do this shit. Or
No.
he'll put donuts on the stick, but he'll put them on.
Oh my.
Like he'll push it through, like not the hole, but he'll
Yes.
go vertical and
Yes,
stick it
that's-
through.
That's what that goes. That reminds me. Did we all watch SpongeBob?
Yes, of course.
Okay, dude. Cartoons and shows had the tastiest looking food.
Oh, dude. I know.
Okay, how is Wendy's doing Krabby Patty? I feel like that ruins a lot of things for a lot of reasons.
What?
I don't want to associate Wendy's with SpongeBob. First of all, I don't think I've ever been to Wendy's, and I don't plan to go to Wendy's.
Yes.
But also, like, that is a made up food, right?
Yes.
And now I just don't want to associate
Right.
this fun thing of Krabby Patties with Wendy's.
Monies.
It's just a regular burger. Yeah, it
Monies.
is just money.
Kids will get it. Kids will. Actually, maybe I don't even know if kids watch SpongeBob these days.
It'd be cool if like
Probably,
it
but-
wasn't like a burger and like something like I don't know.
Okay, because there was this Halloween candy. Have
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
that one?
the
The Krabby
gummies.
Patties, the gummies. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like
That
interesting.
was
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Because it was much more.
Krabby Patties.
Yeah. That one was much more
Oi, me boy.
acceptable. Fitting.
Spongy.
SpongeBob, me boy.
Dude, those especially Mr. Krabs, well, all of them, they evolved as characters. If you watch the first season, they're still trying to figure out like who they are and like
Right.
I don't know, but eventually they molded to be a very perfect crew.
Yeah.
SpongeBob,
That's a good impression.
we could get
Yeah,
better.
It's great.
Plankton.
Are you trying to-
That's a hard one.
yeah.
That's a hard one.
What were you about to change the conversation to earlier though? And then you said we're talking about food or something.
Oh yeah, I think I was gonna mention this study that I was looking into about how when people, you were talking about how you like saltier foods, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm definitely a more sugary
Mm,
type person, like,
sure.
and so for that reason, I try to avoid sugar.
Whoa.
Or for a long time, I have tried to avoid sugar.
Sure.
And in the study, they found that people who tried to eliminate an entire food group or an entire macronutrient like fat or like carbs just ended up craving that thing way more. And when they had that thing, their mindset was like, I've already had this thing. I'm gonna have as much as I can.
They overdo
Yeah,
it.
the
They overdo it.
binge.
Yeah.
I do that. I do
That makes sense
sometimes.
Yeah.
because I've done that with I can relate to that. If
Yeah.
I'm not eating, dude, if I'm not eating enough fats or something, and then I start eating a handful of like cashews or something, I'll be like, dude, I could eat the whole
I
box
could
right now.
eat so many nuts, dude.
Like-
Nuts are so palatable.
Yeah.
What is your, so you say you like sugary foods. Say before you like dropped it or lessened it, what are those foods that you enjoyed sugary?
Dude, like straight gummy bears,
No way.
all
Oh, yeah.
candy. I used to be
Yes.
addicted to Skittles, dude.
Ooh.
Every time we would travel, every time,
That's
because my dad used to travel
I
for
can
work.
see you eating Skittles for some reason.
Do you know who Marshawn Lynch is?
Yeah.
Okay, he was like obsessed with Skittles too, and I think at one point he got sponsored. And so I fell in love with Marshawn Lynch indirectly.
Oh my gosh.
And I would just get everything Skittles, everything Marshawn Lynch. My like Instagram profile picture, Marshawn Lynch eating Skittles.
No way.
And every time my dad would travel to a different country for work, he would buy me the Skittles in that packaging. So like I have
That is so
Japanese
cool.
packaging for Skittles at home.
Do
It's
you-
real
Do
packaging.
you remember any that were better than the original?
Okay, so for a while they had lime as the green color.
Oh,
And they switched
To what?
to cherry apple or something, or
Oh,
green apple.
The green apple.
Dude, get this.
Dude, lime is better.
Lime is so
Someone
much better.
in second grade told me his initials were EZQ. EZQ?
Easy.
Yeah, his name was Eric. He said, dude, mix the yellow and the green ones together, and it tastes like Gatorade or something.
Dude, because there is a lemon lime Gatorade flavor.
Oh,
That was my favorite one.
No wonder.
Yeah,
And every time I eat Skittles, I leave the yellow and the green ones. Those are the last
Ooh.
ones. Best for last. That's how I do food.
Skittles are one of the unique candies that the different colors have different flavors.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think like all M&Ms are the same.
Well, yeah.
Well, what
the-
about gummy
I feel
bears?
Like chocolate foods.
Gummy
don't
bears
have
are
that.
like that too. Yeah.
Chocolate foods, especially, don't have that quality. But gummy foods, you
Damn.
can find usually. Wait, are gummy bears all the same flavor?
I think maybe for some brands they are. For some brands, they
M&Ms
aren't.
are the
know.
same.
Yes.
That's kind of heartbreaking.
Jelly beans
Yeah.
are good. Dude,
Just
jelly
realize
beans
you look
are-
on the back, you don't see any. M&Ms are good though.
jelly beans,
Pretty
and
good.
Jolly Ranchers.
I like that coating. Like, oh, here's something cool. Mini M&Ms.
I would just
You-
down.
You
that
want to know
whole
why?
thing.
M&Ms
You want to know
are one of my
why?
favorite. They're one of my favorite candies.
You want to
'cause
know why
just
they're
so
better than
good.
the original?
Tell me.
Dude, there's more like candy on it, less chocolate.
Oh, right.
You got me?
Surface area ratio.
Proportionally,
I think.
Surface area to volume ratio is larger.
Yes. I think there's more coating, and it's just a lot more like, I don't know. And also, it's just like, you like having 100 of these fucking
it's
Yeah.
more
things in there.
palatable. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
just down this thing.
And also, marketing. That little,
It's
like,
like it makes
that
it almost
sleeve is
more
just
crunchy.
makes this, yeah.
It makes it more like a crunch bar almost.
Yes.
Like it gives it more
So cool.
substance to chew on. Crunch bars
Everyone will
slap,
tell you,
dude.
mini M&Ms, yes. Like, way better than the, yeah.
Crunch bars slap. How about M&M cookie sandwich with ice cream in between?
Oh my
it?
gosh, I love those.
Vanilla ice cream.
I grew up on those in school,
So
bro. Very good.
I
But
think
the
I-
best is if you make homemade cookies and do this.
Oh yeah.
Really?
And it's like real deal ice cream sandwich.
I think I've distorted my perception of sugar so much that like I cannot eat that and enjoy it. It's
Yeah.
like so
Guilty.
I feel so guilty.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It
a
is.
big old sandwich.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I agree. I don't. That's why I don't eat. I don't
Wait.
eat either because for me it makes me feel like it makes me feel worse. It's like why would I do something that makes me feel worse? I've clearly tried it so many times, and I know that like 100% for a fact, if I eat this giant bowl of ice cream, it's going to make me feel worse. So
Yeah.
I'm just not. I've hit a point of rational self-constraint where I could just be like, I'm not going to do it.
Boys.
And I think a big part of that was like I am doing other things that were even harder than that. Even
Tell me.
make food. I'm very thankful that I don't find food to be a problem because some people really struggle with it, but for me, I can have the self-control and just put it out of my mind. Be like, that sounds good, but I'm not gonna go slam a pound of ice cream. Like some people really can't control that.
Look, I'm allergic to peanut butter. I'm allergic to nuts and seafood. You guys know that. So tell me, what's the hype behind Reese's?
I couldn't tell you.
Why is
Reese's?
it everyone's like favorite?
They're pretty
People
good. It's
freak
not my.
out.
It never has been my favorite, and it's not my favorite, but they're pretty good. I like Reese's.
That's so funny that people say Reese's.
Reese's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Reese's, isn't it?
Reese's.
But I think it's funnier when people say
don't even-
Reese's Pieces.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Pieces
That
is
probably
an
did it.
actual English word.
Oh
Reese's.
my Reese's
Reese's.
Pieces.
Reese, dude.
I just realized.
Do you say Pieces or
Meet the John.
Okay.
I don't know.
I think I might say that also.
I think it's very common.
Good observation, bro.
I just find that stuff funny.
Dude.
Yeah, but I like, dude, something that grew on me I used to not like is Butterfingers. Used to not like them
Can't
as a
say I've
kid.
ever had that.
I feel like that hit. I can't
They're
have it,
so
but
good. I haven't had. I used to hate them as a kid. They were
I'm
always
a-
my least favorite. And then I actually like gave them a chance. It was like, dude, they're good.
you know what? Since I can't have Butterfingers,
I love Almond Joy also.
Since I can't have Butterfingers, I just take bites out of my butter before I.
Hey, you're about to eat this fried butter and fall
You
in
take
love.
bites out of butter and spread it on your toast with your teeth or something.
gosh.
Get that butter all spread.
Wow.
So you've never had nuts or
Oh,
seafood, or you've had?
Friends, I've had nuts
Okay.
and I paid for it.
Yeah.
Let me say.
That's rough.
They're hidden in some certain things if you don't look at the label hard enough. Allergic reactions, bro. It's arguably like up there with pain as far as some people would rather break an arm. Like, dude, because you hive up, throat closes in, you can barely fucking
You
breathe.
think you're gonna die? Like,
You effectively
dude.
might.
My buddy Q, bro, he actually had a real bad reaction in high school. Pesto. Stay away from that. There's some
Because there's nuts.
yeah, sometimes I forget which nut, but there's some pestos that are not nut based. Anyway, he ate a sandwich one day, pesto in it, dude. He starts to feel it after you feel it after the first bite. You already swallowed it though, and kid you not, dude. I think the doctor said if you came here like 10 minutes later, I don't know what would have happened.
Whoa.
Because, dude, there's a picture out there. Dude, he was puffed up like 2x. Like,
Damn.
he couldn't even see out his eyes, bro. He was that puffed up. Crazy.
I've
would
never
suck.
had an allergic reaction, nor have I witnessed that. So that sounds like
Oh, it's not a joke, friend.
yeah, thank God I haven't either. Thank God.
Oh,
because that
here-
sounds awful.
There's some type of like, I'm looking at the bananas right now. There's some type of reaction with certain fruits. Have you guys never got an itchy tongue from, say, pineapple,
my
banana,
mom
or
had an
avocado?
allergic reaction to jackfruit.
No, but what will make me cough sometimes is bananas.
Yeah.
They'll make me cough. And also green
What?
Jolly Ranchers. Green Jolly Ranchers make me cough.
Okay, there's the argument that, I'm allergic to the seed inside of the avocado. So now sometimes I like scrape the part that was touching the seed.
Is that real?
I think. I don't know. That's what some people say. I don't know. We
Have
gotta
you
research it.
experienced anything like that?
Oh, get this. The other day I was eating my avocado and low key, like, on the bottom of my lip, I felt like a little swelling. It felt like minor allergic reaction. So.
Whoa.
Avocados are kind of nutty. They have those omega-3 fatty
And then
acids and
I
stuff
met
in
this-
them. It's similar to a lot of what nuts have in them. They might
met
have similar
this-
properties.
I met this girl. She said she's allergic to garlic and tomato. I guess because, I don't know why, but like.
Garlic is a rough one because a lot of good foods are made with garlic.
Yeah.
Yeah. But tomato is believable because it's like somewhat like acidic, I feel like.
You
and,
can't
like,
ever eat tomato
Yeah.
sauce on pasta, like a good homemade
Oh my gosh.
tomato sauce.
Bless her heart. Bless
That
her.
seems like a rare allergy.
Yeah.
You know what else is?
Pizza.
What I heard for the first time in a couple of years, someone allergic to chicken. That's apparently.
Dude, no, I would get that at work sometimes, and I think people might be vegan, and they say.
Oh, there's a
also,
difference.
I think that people can have stomach issues with certain meats. They'll be like, my stomach gets really upset if I eat this meat,
Yes.
but I don't know
Not
if it's like get
necessarily.
hives, throat closed, but also, I'd get people at work saying sometimes, oh, they come to this breakfast diner and it'd be like, oh yeah, I have an egg allergy, so make sure you don't get egg in anything.
But that's hard
egg
to
is on
believe
everything
to
in the
me.
kitchen. Like,
Right.
you can't. It's very hard to
Those are
prevent.
like, but I promise you, I'm allergic to seafood. But like, that's like saying it could be comparable to, oh, I'm allergic to chicken. But saying you're allergic to chicken's a lot more like, what?
Yeah.
It's rare, yeah.
But I wonder why I'm allergic to seafood. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I hope y'all heard that. No,
There's some
but
sort of allergen in it that your body doesn't like.
No.
Or some sort of compound that your body perceives as a threat, and then it just initiates this immune response to attack it.
dude, the cool part is I went to the Keys over the summer, and my dad really wanted me to like try some fish. So he sent me over my.
Wait, he knew you were allergic?
No, let me get there. So he sent me over my allergen chart from when I was a child. And on this allergen chart, there's different severities for certain allergies. Cat dandruff, 4.7.
Out of 10?
Yeah, it's a scale. Ideally, you want to be below 1, I believe.
Okay.
Tomato, 0.17. Almonds, 6.17. And then there was one fish on there I could try, flounder.
It was below 1.
Yeah. So
you
that's
try
like
it?
acceptable.
That's
Dude,
weird. You're allergic to a lot of things.
Flounder is like not a popular fish, I feel like, in restaurant. It's like I told my people, yeah, I can try flounder. Like, oh, okay. Like, it's just, I heard it's just like a basic white fish.
I would say, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys tried flounder?
Yeah.
Any good?
It's
I
pretty
like it.
accessible. And I think I used to love this
Depends
fish.
how you cook it, but
Orange Ruffy. I don't know if you've heard of that one.
yeah, I've heard of it.
Great macronutrients, like almost straight protein, very
What, you
easy
said
to
flounder?
cook. Orange Ruffy.
I heard orange roughy's not good.
Okay, apparently it's like an endangered species, and 90% of fish labeled orange Ruffy was flounder.
Oh.
So I might have just been eating flounder for multiple
Maybe.
years.
I've heard
Wow.
like actual orange roughy is real not good. I don't know.
I'll never know.
I don't know. I think like my mom told me.
Then why not?
If you get it, back
They
in
don't
the
sell
day-
it anymore.
Oh, wow.
It's endangered.
Yeah, back in the day though, when you
No way.
could, I guess. When
That's-
she was younger. I don't know. My parents have said that it's not the best fish, but everything's subjective.
Sure.
I hate oysters.
Well,
That's
tell
one
me.
What?
I hate clams and oysters. They're so gross.
Mussels?
It's either you love or hate them. I think that's what I've
No, mussels are
observed.
gross. I'll eat scallops.
I love scallops, but that's like very different, I think, from
Yeah, clams, dude. It's like you're biting onto it's like I'm eating like
Some
it's like
people say
it
it's a
feels like
texture
I
thing.
took
Yeah,
it feels like I
get
took
that.
the grossest white gibbly fat part of a chicken breast and cut it off and then cooked that up and ate it. It's like so chewy, and
Gelatinous.
gross.
But it is like almost straight protein.
and it's very also got that fishy flavor, and to me it's off-putting.
Okay. Boys, I'm given the chance to try one seafood. What do I try?
Any seafood, crustaceans included.
Included.
Dude, I would say
A lot of people say lobster.
I'm
Some
not a
people
fan.
say shrimp.
I'm saying
Sorry,
crab.
you gotta get
Really?
if you get lobster, you gotta get it from a good lobster place that makes it good,
Yeah.
or you got like
the
somebody
one
who
that
knows what
picks
they're
it
doing.
out of the
I
Have y'all
prefer.
seen
I would
that?
honestly
Dude, that makes me
prefer
sad.
crab
Yeah,
legs
I don't know
out of
why.
That used to be at Publix all the time.
Yeah.
Y'all
You
remember
gotta get that main
Not
lobster,
anymore.
but crab legs. Certain crab legs are better than lobster, I think.
Alaskan king crab, dude.
Yeah,
That's
there we
your
go.
seafood of choice.
Or
Wait,
the
the
snow
big old
crab or
legs?
Alaskan king crab.
Really?
Like $50 a pound.
Yeah.
That is gold.
Oh, have y'all
You
ever
gotta
been
dunk
to
them in
like
butter.
a?
That's good.
Y'all been
shit.
to a seafood broil where they give it to you in the big old plastic
Yeah.
bag? Yeah. The girls love that.
Yes.
Stuff. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, I can't go with you, girl. I'm sorry.
I don't have that kind of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I can't even do it.
Oh yeah, you
but-
can't even do that.
Yeah.
My bad.
That's right. But I would say if you had to, any seafood, dude, all the fish. There's a lot of good fishes. I really like some of my favorite fish
Tuna?
is fresh caught.
I've heard tuna's
No,
really
not
good.
not necessarily. It's good for sushi,
Salmon.
but fresh caught red snapper,
Oh.
really good. I like that. I
Okay.
like cook it up
Wait,
nice.
what
it really
fish is
absorbs
this?
whatever flavor you're cooking it in.
That's
in
a
whatever
red,
dish.
isn't it?
Redfish, that's good. Redfish is good, but
That's different
Um,
from a red snapper. Okay.
red snapper I like better. And also, I really like grouper. Grouper's pretty good.
Chilean sea bass. That's like a top 3 for me.
Wow. I feel like a bass would be really tasty.
Grouper is a type
Yeah.
of sea
Or
bass,
like
I'm pretty sure.
Some of the
technically.
fattier ones.
Yeah.
Grouper is in the bass family, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. Tell me, what's a fish you guys are comfortable eating raw?
Tuna is like probably
Tuna, yeah,
That's
the
like
only
the
one.
best.
Tuna's the
catchable one.
only one that
What
I
about
feel
salmon? Is that not a thing?
salmon and
Salmon and
sushi,
tuna.
Yeah.
poke bowls.
Salmon and sushi. I
Okay.
will never just eat it raw on a plate though, because it just doesn't appeal to me. It's
So
I like to cook it up in a dish with flavor and spices and give it some
you don't cook
Give
it.
some zest.
You don't cook it like you don't really cook it though. Like you leave.
not like I'm cooking chicken.
Okay.
Well, isn't that interesting?
Fish can cook to like 135, 140.
Oh, okay.
There's like sashimi grade fish, which is fish that is for consumption raw, but like there isn't really raw meat for consumption.
Right.
Well,
Is there
there
raw?
is across the country, bro. It's very a pretty normal thing apparently.
Okay.
Well, there's beef tartare. Have you heard?
Right.
That's served here and definitely served over the country, but we have to educate ourselves. I think raw meat is definitely a lot more popular in other countries. Yeah, I need y'all. I'm gonna get some raw milk for us, and we're gonna drink it here on the podcast.
How
okay?
often do you drink raw milk?
Dude? It's pretty expensive.
That's something I would
So
do.
like I don't.
12 a gallon.
I
You said?
wouldn't eat
Yeah.
raw meat.
So I don't get it too often.
I'd be more reluctant to eat raw meat, but I think I'd try the raw milk.
Oh yeah.
But there's just
There's
animals.
people that swear by it, bro.
In animals, I think there's just a much more higher likelihood that you are going to get bacteria contaminated food or parasite
Wow.
contaminated food with mammals and land animals versus fish that's fresh caught from the ocean. Is just a much cleaner meat.
Dude, the first time I bought this
Parasites,
damn
less
raw
harmful.
milk gallon, my friends were like, I was like, dude, you're going to try this with me, right? He's like, yeah, I'll go in half. And then
You bailed?
bailed. And they're like, I bring it home. They're like, they thought I brought home an alien, bro. Like, dude, please don't do it, bro. They say,
Don't touch it.
They say it's worse than eating raw chicken.
Don't touch the butt.
Like, yeah, dude.
Emo.
And I end up drinking it. It's not a problem at all, bro. They
That's
say-
hilarious.
They
They
say
were all
it's
freaking out. Like,
They say it's better on your digestive tract than like regular pasteurized milk.
Yeah, I'm lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
I wonder if I could digest it better than I
Bro,
could.
please do some research, bro, and we will try this. Like,
Okay.
I want to do it before winter break or before the end of the semester. We'll do it.
Let's run it.
how much is it? I don't want to buy raw milk.
Oh, I'm buying it, bro. Not
I'll
a
try like a
problem.
little bit. You know,
It's
I don't want to drink a glass.
It's like
of it,
11
unless
bucks.
I really like it. What does it
11
taste
bucks,
like? Just
12
milk?
bucks. Just milk.
It just
Actually,
tastes
no,
like
no.
milk?
It's better
Is
than
it
milk,
sweeter?
bro.
I'm assuming it's sweeter because it hasn't been boiled.
Yes, precisely.
So the sugar
And
hasn't
it's
been
Wouldn't
just-
boiling technically make it
it's
more
so
sweet though?
It's so
That's
tasty.
That's how dulce de leche is made. You boil all the water away and left with this real sugary frosting
Good
sort of.
point.
But maybe there could be something else that pasteurizing does though. Maybe it.
Oh,
I don't know.
You want to know the cool part?
Yes.
I remember I was doing my research on
Maybe
this
it comes
stuff.
from different cows, much healthier cows. You'd imagine if it's raw milk, it would probably have to be, or else they might get people sick.
Dude, I was doing my research on this raw milk, and one of the tips she said is, I'd drink the raw milk just by itself, and then other people will put it in their coffee. But like, if you put it in hot coffee, that ruins the point because
now it's being
yeah,
heated.
Oh, yeah.
heated. So I was like, oh, good to know. Good to know.
Put it in your iced coffee.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I think you could
Well-
probably do that. But.
Is that suffice to say that coffee is pasteurization? Like,
No, but like I guess adding any heat to the raw milk, you might as well just have regular milk. Is what they're
I see.
getting at. Yeah,
Yeah, because it ruins the. It feels like it's one of those things that's supposed to be drank raw.
So you guys have you heard of the new app that branched off of Instagram? It's called Threads.
I saw that a while
I've heard of it,
ago.
I think, but I don't know
Threads.
anything about it.
I saw this one video on there. Well, when you scroll through Instagram, like other videos from the other platform will pop up, and it's like a little teaser, and they get you to download the app, whatever. I saw a video on there. And dude, mind you, a lot of the people that endorse raw milk, this is how they get you, or get some people. It's beautiful woman with like the best
Dude,
skin.
advertising is how it's
And
gotta
this
be.
lady, she had like, she said, look, you can drink raw. I don't know how true this is. You can drink raw milk. There is no expiration date on raw milk. You can like, after the 7 days or whatever, the fermentation process begins and it starts to form yogurt. And she whips out this like big old jar of like raw milk that had been fermenting. I don't know.
Making
And
cheese.
and like she's pouring it out and it's pretty chunky. Like,
Yeah, it curdles and then
yeah. I won't let y'all try that one though, but
Okay, yeah.
we'll try some fresh raw.
But
Okay.
I'd be interested.
Okay.
What is the extent of your research? How do you do research on raw milk?
It is so funny, but I see a credible person on Instagram, I believe them.
Okay.
If they're built and they give me the passion and they assure me, I trust them. And I'm curious. For me, I love trying new foods. When I go to somewhere I've been 1,000 times, I'm trying something new.
dude, that gets me back onto my idea of variety in life that I was thinking about way back. Is that I think it's important to have variety in life. Because you were saying, I don't know why this just triggered this train of thought in me. You were saying that the past week felt like one big day, and I was just thinking the older I get, the more I think like, last year really feels like it starts blending with the year before, and same with the year before. Whereas compared to your younger years, each year feels a bit more distinct. And now it's like I'll remember something that happened like 3 years ago and be like, wait, was that 3 years ago or 1 year ago? They all just feel like this like one big long year. And I imagine it's because the older we get, I've sort of developed this routine where I haven't been having much variety in my life, and I've been just sort of sticking to the same routine so that the days just kind of blend, the weeks blend, the years blend, and looking back, it's like feels like this one big time just goes by so quick, and that's why I think having variety is really important because it helps break up these years, and breaks up time a lot. It gives you time will start going at a different pace.
Absolutely, bro. Yeah.
I hate to cut you off. I think we should wrap it up.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
I think it's been 2 hours.
Dude, it's been 2 hours, but it's also been a great
it's a good time, yeah.
conversation, bro.
Yeah,
Let's
I
see.
agree.
What? This is only our third podcast.
2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours.
I think it's
13 minutes.
my
This will be your
Second,
second.
yeah.
So this is third overall.
Second for, yeah.
Dude, let me tell
I did
you.
a solo also. I
Yeah,
did a
he
solo.
did.
That's right.
Did you guys watch that at all?
Not yet.
I clicked on it. I don't
did?
think I stayed.
That's fine. I don't care.
Dude. Yeah, dude.
But yeah, I just did it because I was feeling it one day. I was like, I wanted to get one
Nice.
done.
No, my point is I asked
Just
if
ramble.
this was the third or fourth because, look, dude, we have progressed so much already. The flowability of conversation
Flowability.
and also just the
Right.
Yeah, just the flow.
Should I get
It's looking
like,
good, bro.
Dude, should I get another microphone? We can have another guest on.
Dude, you should.
1, 2. Should I just slowly acquire microphones and we can have more
Fill
people
the
on?
whole room, dude.
Hey, we got about 10
need
USB
another-
ports.
Oh my gosh, yep.
Yeah.
That could
I need
work.
another chair though.
We'll put them on the ground.
Yeah.
I'll sit on the
Put 'em on
ground.
that.
Yes,
Or I could
that's
borrow a
that's
chair.
chill. That's
I
mad
could
chill.
get a chair from upstairs.
I'll be Jamie
Boom.
for an episode.
Yes.
Yeah. But I was thinking if we had someone else on, would that be something you guys enjoyed? I would.
Oh,
enjoy it.
absolutely.
I would be down.
Absolutely.
We could do like anybody we could have.
Dude, I want Harry on here.
Let's
but
get
he's
I was
just
thinking about that last night. I was thinking, would Harry want to do this? I never asked him.
It would be a short podcast.
yeah.
Yeah, it'd be short. We'd have to catch him on the right vibe, but he would have to really ride out the initial energy of the
Yeah.
podcast, and then once it started to dull down a little bit, he'd probably get a little bit more.
All right, I'm gonna leave, guys.
Yeah.
We'd have to get him like caffeinated, I think. I don't
Yeah.
think he's
Yeah, no,
ever
we'd have
caffeinated.
to find
Really?
topics that he really enjoys talking about.
Dude,
Because he's
football.
someone who's very
I'm not into sports like that, but he
he
won't
can
stop
get
talking about
sucked
football.
into-
Wow. Okay.
And he can get sucked into his phone a lot, though. Whereas I feel like all of us have a really good ability to just have a conversation for a long time. Harry can start deviating into his phone a lot, and he even said it himself. He was like, "I'm such a screenager, bro," and I was like,
He actually is 18. Isn't that crazy?
"Yeah."
He said he's
That's true.
18.
He's a teenager.
Damn, he's young.
But it's weird because that's what I was saying the other day. Is it feels weird because these people I meet who are like freshmen in college, they're 18. I just see them as friends now, but when I was 18 in college, they were like 14, just starting high school. And I was doing all this other shit in my life when they were just getting started, which is so weird to think about. Because then it makes me feel like more like a big brother, but it doesn't feel that way because I met them all on equal grounds. We just feel like friends.
Wow. I love it, bro.
All right.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Thanks, guys.
Dude, thank
Of
you,
course,
Jack.
I'm glad you guys
Appreciate
came
it.
on. I've been looking forward to this.
Dude, and hence such a great conversations today, bro.
I agree.
Awesome, bro.
I agree. Great
Only
job,
gets
boys.
better.
Good job.
Hey, best day ever.
Best day ever.
Best day. Just play that song. It's on SpongeBob. Look it up.